anybody loves more than agreeing with Tausch?
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I got a hunch this isn't going to be concise either.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
I would say that you are pretty easygoing. You're actually probably more easygoing than I am.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, you're not easygoing at all.
Hey!
On 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
It is the Tuesday edition. The Packers OTA edition, although they moved up practice, so I'm going to get there for like the last 10 minutes edition. Another 8th grade graduation. This time it's Maddie's, tonight's. We're very excited about that. No conflicts with sports either, so I'm not in the Big O's position edition. And
what do you do if there's a ballet show? Like practice? Are you skipping it?
Well, since it would be Maddie who'd be graduating and Maddie who'd be doing ballet,
well, soccer,
she'd be
you know
the
what
one
I
who'd
mean.
have to choose. Yeah.
What if your other kid had a big practice tonight? You skipping it or you going?
I think we would skip a practice. Yes.
What about a game? Soccer game?
Depends on what level of game it is.
Just a regular night game.
I think we'd ask Sid what she thinks and see what she wants to do, and then go from there.
Well, she's going to want to play.
She's a pretty supportive sister. Just like you're supportive of me, and I'm supportive of Jesse, and we're all here together for at least a day edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. The aforementioned Jesse Nelson is back in the saddle again inside the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and fresh as a daisy coming off of his trip to the WTMJ Classic, where he did not play, but he did a lot of handshaking, and everybody was very excited to see him. He's the Packers Hall of Famer. He's Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
Well, I freaked out a little bit. I sent Jesse a picture. I saw Steve Scafidi with a croquet mallet, and I thought, uh-oh, it's a dangerous game. Jesse Nelson might be in trouble. He's very nervous about those croquet mallets.
Prone to injury playing that game.
I thought it was a golf outing.
It was.
The WTMJ Classic is not a croquet tournament?
It was at the Lake Lawn Resort.
I've never been. Tell me more.
Apparently they have croquet.
I sent you a picture. They put croquet is golf. I mean, croquet is basically a lesser. Yeah. What do you mean? What? You have a ball. You hit it with some type of shafted piece of wood and or iron.
Shafted piece of wood. Quote.
Croquet is probably it's the pickleball of golf. Tennis, pickleball, golf, croquet. That's how we're at.
Okay.
I guess it's more like golf than anything else, but
what else?
Like
you guys are shrugging like I'm
mallets.
saying something crazy.
Well, like
that's what it
in
is.
In golf, you're not intentionally trying to hit other people's ball away from
Great
the hole.
point.
If you actually, you know what, Jesse, that's not true. A lot of times if somebody doesn't mark their ball and it's on the right line, I am trying to hit their ball. So, yeah.
You are not.
It is the – no, you do.
Name one time you've done that.
What happens?
Okay, you know what, Jason? Until you golf and break 200, I don't know if I want to have a ton of golf conversations with you.
Why are you getting why are you being this way?
I don't know.
Being so
you guys are acting like I'm saying something crazy, and then you all come around and say, "Yeah, I guess that's right," but no, well, you don't ever aim for a ball. You go for lines. Like if somebody doesn't mark their ball on the green, and your caddy or you will say, "Oh, well, that ball is about 3 feet out to the left." Yeah, just aim at that guy's ball or the mark that's on the green when you're doing it. So to act as if that's like some insane thing. I can't get on board with it. It makes sense.
As someone who has played so much more golf than I have, please enlighten me on the number of times you have intentionally tried to putt your ball into someone else's ball during your vast experience as a golfer.
To their mark? Where they mark their ball? Quite a bit.
That's not what you said. You said if they forget to mark their ball, you aim for their ball. No.
If I'm chipping and it's on that line, putting, obviously, you should mark your ball if you're ahead of where the guy is because you don't want to hit the ball. And in croquet, you're not always trying to hit the ball either. That's not always what. Sometimes I want to put it through the little loop-de deal. So, no. I'm not always aiming for the ball or the wicket. I want to put the ball in the best position. And sometimes, Jesse, as you know, who actually golfs, you do see it. You say, boy, that mark is there.
Today.
I want to just be inside that mark. And how many times have I said, if I hit your ball, I'm way off course on my line? No, do you need me to mark that? Oh, if I'm going to get out there, I do that all the time. That happens to me probably once a round.
I think
so. Does it happen often? Depends on your definition of often. But it does happen
Bill
more
Clinton.
than you think.
There's a pretty staunch difference between golf and croquet, in which croquet you're intentionally trying to hit other people's ball more often than not, while in golf it may happen once a year where you bank it off of somebody else.
All right.
Strategically.
I didn't start the croquet talk. I
Actually, you
mentioned
did.
Scafidi.
You brought up Scafidi.
I mentioned Scafidi.
Then you
mentioned
called it the
Scafidi,
pickleball
and I brought it
golf.
And I brought it in to give Jesse some grief. And then you guys are the ones that correlated, what do you do with croquet at a golf tournament? And my point was, it's
strange.
the next closest thing to golf. I'm not saying it is golf. I didn't say it's anything close to golf. I'm saying it's the next closest thing to golf.
Mini golf.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a better one.
That doesn't mean it's like right on top of golf.
Driving range. Simulator.
Just, again, given my lack of golf experience, as you have so eloquently pointed out and somewhat vehemently, how many golf outings have you played in where there has been croquet occurring simultaneously to the golf outing?
They also had beer pong. How many times has that happened?
I don't know. I don't golf.
They had
I've
darts.
already had that told to me.
They had dart throwing. How often does that happen? I've seen a bunch of outings where they throw bags in between rounds.
I have,
so that
yeah, sure. I've never seen croquet.
The WTMJ Classic tried to do some different things yesterday, and I applaud them for trying it.
I believe was my point.
I'm not going to besmirch like you two are. So kudos to bringing croquet out and to bringing darts and to bringing beer pong and everything else. I'm not going to sit here and besmirch them like you guys are. So
is there time?
As Bryant Gumbel said,
let's move on.
There's a card game called golf.
I like that game.
Yeah, you like match
a
the
dice
numbers.
game also.
Yeah, it's a good.
It's also a dice game with golf. Yes.
You think Steve Stricker's got a minute or two, or we could give him a call, see if we can get croquet out to University Ridge on Friday while we're there for the first round of the AmFam Championship?
Let me tell you something. Max and Eleanor are coming out. Their last day of school is coming up, so they're free. And if you don't think they'd enjoy wrapping a mallet with some plastic balls, you're crazy. Of course they would. So you throw croquet out there, I'm telling you right now, it'd be a hit. If American Family, Nate, and the whole team up there decides they need to do some more kid-friendly stuff, throw a croquet mallet out there and let these kids go to work. They'll have a ton of fun. Yeah.
I actually think we should start next year, because it's probably too late this year. We should start our own Wilde and Tausch celebrity foursome playing a round of croquet adjacent to the AmFam
I'm going to tell you
Championship.
this. I know we're doing the ESPN Madison golf outing. We have the ESPN Milwaukee one. We just did WTMJ. I think you'd make some real waves if you did a croquet tournament. I do. Now, is it going to be a same amount of people?
You might not get many people
by
signing up, but you'd make some waves.
No. Well, it's going to be a lot shorter day. It's going to be a lot shorter day playing croquet.
It depends.
That could be the motto. Going to be a lot shorter day if you play croquet.
The
Sign me
Tauscher
up.
way. All right. This has gone exactly as I'd hoped. A little aggressive. I just want to state for the record a little aggressive
Because,
this morning.
you were. I came in a great mood, and then you
Clearly.
kind of attacked me for trying to say croquet is similar to golf.
No one attacked.
Uh,
Okay. I don't want to attack you
felt-
further for
I
not
felt
attacking.
under siege. I felt like who's that big Steven Seagal? I felt like I was Seagaled right there.
Josh DiMaggio points out frisbee golf definitely a lot more like golf than croquet.
Oh yeah, because you're Where's the shaft, Josh? Huh?
I don't know, but I wish I had a mallet
Is there
right
some
now.
type of stick?
All right.
Is
so
there some type of stick with frisbee golf?
in the words of Brian
Frisbee.
Gumbel via Mark Tauscher, let's move on.
Can anyone actually tell me that frisbee golf is closer to golf than croquet? Can someone
I like
actually
to call
say
it
that?
frolf.
I would say so.
Personally, like Costanza.
You'd say frisbee golf is more golf related than croquet.
Yeah, because you've
Yeah.
got the course, you've got the hole, there's a fairway.
Frisbee golf is the
do you think-
pickleball.
Score
Of
is
tennis.
more
Where do you
emblematic
think you're
of it.
playing croquet? Where do you think you're playing croquet?
On the same field as your
It's
bocce
all
tournament.
There are
lawn. It's all
design-
manicured greens and grass.
We played it up north in the grass, up like on the hill at the cabin up north.
Suffered a major injury.
We could play it in your backyard if we wanted to. You can't go golfing in your backyard, or can you? I don't know. Are you undisclosed? Maybe you can.
Good one, Jesse. All right, so I'd like to shift gears, if I may. There was something that happened.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There was something that happened on Unsportsmanlike this morning that perked Tausch's ears.
No, I'm just. We're not going to sit here and break down Caitlin Clark and all this again. We did a little bit of that yesterday. I think it's a much
Did we
ado
do that
about
yesterday?
nothing.
I don't remember.
We
doing
did a
that
little
yesterday.
bit of it.
Maybe on
we
one of
can
your
break
other
it down more
appearances.
if you want. I said that it's the whole thing. It's trying to figure out when you're growing an audience and things like that, how things are going to be, blah 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 blah. But where I'm having issues, and it wasn't just Mishmel Schmalman, but it's everybody.
Love her.
When did we just start calling the WNBA W? W. How lazy are we? Are we this lazy? Do we ever call the NBA N?
No, but we
Or
call
the
it
NFL?
the
Like-
association.
Who does? Some people, not. Okay, well then why don't we call it the W Association? Like, why are we so lazy?
They're trying to be. I don't think it's lazy.
W, I'm thinking that's where I went with D-Bach after the Wisconsin Sports Awards 15 years ago or whenever that was. W? That's the best thing
The
we can do.
W.
That's because it's a W, but it's a W. And you think, well, W was a president back in the day. Are we that lazy and uncreative that this is where we're at? You have this boon going on where the WNBA is now in the vernacular. Caitlin Clark's selling out stadiums, and TV revenue is going to go up, and interest has never been higher. And this is what we got. And again, it's not just Mishmel Schmalman. It's a bunch of people. And at first I'm like, what the hell is she saying W? What is that, huh? Oh, the W. And she said it like 16 times in one sentence, and that's when I was thinking, we got to be better than this, aren't we? Or are we not?
Do you believe that it's laziness, or do you believe it's an attempt to make it sound cooler? That may be misguided.
Laziness.
I disagree.
I think it's lazy.
I don't think it's laziness. I don't think it's. I don't want to say the entire four-letter league abbreviation. I want to make it sound cool. Cool.
This reminds me of not being able to put a turn signal on. It's the same. This is the same thing to me. It's Is it really that much
same
effort
as
to
Frisbee
say
golf.
WNBA? Or is it when Jesse's turning into his house, flip your turn signal on? Is it really that difficult? Like, you don't have to do it every time. And if you don't, let's come up with something. Put your hand out the window. Do something else.
I think that is the alternative, actually.
Can I present some information to you potentially here?
That'd be outstanding.
So
why would we want that?
So if you look at all the leagues around the land, you have the NFL, MLB, PGA, NHL, NBA. I'm going to go bowling, PBA.
Oh, nice.
They're all 3 syllables. WNBA is double that. So just go W, it then it's 3 syllables with everything else. Just feels like it's easier to say when you're having a conversation about it rather than like hitting the speed bump.
Can we? All right. I appreciate your effort there. That was good.
Thanks.
Can we hear what Michelle Schmalman said? Because I would like to know. I didn't catch that. I was getting a workout and watching a rerun of Law and Order, so I did not see this. I'd like to hear it.
L-O. L-O.
L-N-O.
L-N-O.
I don't want to use too many syllables. I'm only allowed 2 syllables. I can't do the and.
I didn't even go down the road of
ampersand. Here's what we should do. L ampersand O. And that's what we should start doing.
Big 10, Big 12, Big East, ACC, SEC.
Big Ag.
They're all 3 syllables.
Big conference.
Just wait. Is Big 10 3 syllables?
3 or less is what I'm going for. 3 or less.
I think I'm going to leave and go to the OTA. Can we?
Oh, thank God they 3-syllableized that.
Can we just play Michelle Schmalman and hear what she said? I'd like to hear it.
It's kind of remarkable that women's basketball is getting this much attention, and it's kind of a shame that it's getting this much attention for a play that was a non-basketball play, that we're not just talking about the games and about the talent that's happening in the W right now.
The W.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's forced.
It's insane.
I don't think
lazy.
it's laziness. I think you're wrong. We can call Michelle Schmalman now that we, are friends and all, and ask her if she's being lazy or trying to make the WNBA sound cooler with calling it the W.
The W.
First of all, I call it the dub. Wouldn't you call it the dub if you're really trying to make it cooler?
I wouldn't call it any of it. It's the WNBA. Oh my God! I survived. I was able to say 4 letters.
Okay.
Why don't we just call it the WBAs? Women's Basketball Association. Why does it have to be N?
That one's taken.
You got all those championships. Yeah. So again, man, this isn't the end of the. I just thought this was crazy town that I heard, and it wasn't just Mishmel's. It was a bunch of people saying it, and then I was thinking, did I miss a memo? Is this where we're at? Because trust me, the nickname game has gotten lazy. We put Y's on everything and call it a day, and I am guilty of this, but that's not it's just from a lack of creativity.
Strummy.
More so on my end.
Joshy,
Harvey,
Scalzi,
Raj, Schleppy, and I get
Rusty.
it. But here we go.
Nordy.
We can be better than this.
Tauschi.
Now that this league is taking off and going into hopefully some next level stuff, let's not just go W. W. Oh, how did W? What? Anybody check out the W last night? You're gonna think you're watching Dawson's Creek back in the 90s.
Oh, the WB, sure. All right, just to recap the first portion of our program, we have argued about whether croquet is to golf what pickleball is to tennis, and we have called out the laziness of calling the WNBA the W. And there's been a little bit of aggressiveness.
No, it's not the
on display.
It's W.
No, it's very much
She literally
the
said
W.
the W when she said it in the clip that we
All
played.
Right. I'm fine with both. I think both stink. Okay.
No one's doing just W.
No, I've heard W. I have.
It's going to be a long day, but it's always a good day when Tausch talks about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Gina Della, who we saw yesterday.
Oh, she looked good. She looked sleeker. She even looked sleeker than the last time I saw her. She looks great.
Was she playing croquet?
Can have great windows. Huh?
Was she playing croquet?
What'd you say?
Was she playing croquet?
I didn't catch if she played croquet.
A lot of people doing it, I heard.
I can check. You just mixed up my whole. I had a great little segment.
Way to go,
of course,
Jason.
Totally
Not
my
happy
fault.
with you.
Yeah. No.
I'm not happy with you.
Like he had a good
and if you're not
croquet
happy
shot,
with
he
your
was
old
bonking.
windows and doors in an older home and you need new windows, well, the way they did things a century ago, it's a little different than today, so call Pella now. Their team of experts can customize windows and doors that match architecture from any era. I thought about this when I was in Rome, seeing all these old things, the Colosseum. Boy, it looked good there. Brand new door from Pella Windows and Doors. Doesn't matter what kind of home you live in. You can order today from Pella. You get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer does end at the end of June. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
We'll continue our riveting conversations. Maybe I'll be here, maybe I won't. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly opened Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Mark Tauscher here, and when I was on the hunt for a hot tub, I found Patio Pleasures, a locally owned family business. Patio Pleasures has a passion for making your home a place for recovery and relaxation. And that's why I'm excited about my new cold plunge from Patio Pleasures. They only showcase premium recovery and relaxation products, and that's how I know it's going to be great. Gear up for spring and check out Patio Pleasures' two incredible showrooms, Madison West and Sun Prairie.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We shopped at Chalmers because my husband wanted to get me a larger diamond in my engagement ring.
The folks at Chalmers said, well, we could just make it like this and we could do these things. Really just basically decided that there wasn't any place else we wanted to shop.
But not only did they create this new engagement ring for me with this gorgeous center stone, they also rehabbed this other ring, and I am beyond pleased.
Her favorite thing to do now is to walk around and show her hands and have people comment on it.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview of the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance, like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Wisconsin's all-time sack leader is finally a Hall of Famer.
Dollar led the Big Ten, always revved up to come off that corner.
Congratulations to ESPN Madison's Tarek Saleh, proud member of the UW Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2024.
But I won't cry for yesterday. There's an ordinary world. Somehow I have to find. And as I try to make my way to the ordinary world, I will learn to
I decided to come back. Although the OTA practice moving up to 10:30, previously scheduled for 11:20. Yeah, I would like to go, but I privately, I think I explained the reasoning pretty clearly, and so I am disappointed that I won't get to see have another opportunity to start scouting my all Oneida players, which I was talking about with Chewy and Gabe and Jen this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. But there have been some guys during the 2 OTA practices I've seen to this point that have had some moments. Michael Pratt being one of them, the rookie quarterback out of Tulane, their 7th-round pick. But do I think he's going to overtake Sean Clifford for the backup job? I do not. But the things that we're all interested in, for me anyway, I don't know how much we're really gleaning from OTAs, which is frustrating, but also comes with the territory. And for me, I want to have a better idea.
What do you want to know?
I want to know what this defense is really going to look like. And I don't think.
You're not going to know that.
Well, right, exactly. Thank you for agreeing with me. I like this segment a lot better than the last one already. But that's what I want. That's what I'm most interested in. I know Jordan Love is far more accurate than he was in his first OTAs back in 2021, since the 2020 offseason was canceled because of COVID. I know that they got a bunch of wide receivers that cost 1/3 of the same salary that Justin Jefferson is getting paid this year, which is great until they want to all get paid, which, by the way, they're not going to keep playing for rookie contract money. They are eventually going to want more, and we don't blame them for that. So it's great that they have the opportunity they do while they're not getting paid big bucks. But I already know that they've got a good group there. I would like to see more of our guy Tucker Kraft, the pride of South Dakota, but he's got a torn pec. I would like to have a
drop.
Yeah, I know. I paused.
God pops a peck, and you think the song goes the way of the white buffalo. Let's go. Come on, Jesse. It's unlike you.
The way the jack.
Normally you got that thing on like.
I'm out of practice. I haven't done this in a couple of days. Clearly, I'm a little rattled.
It's great to have you back.
Messing everything up today.
Just happy to have you. So my point is that, like, as much as I love OTAs and I would like to be there for every single one, there's not as much information to be gleaned as much as last year when Jordan Love ascended to the starting job and Rodgers had been traded and we're watching every one of his moves. We know now that his floor is that he's pretty good. And he's going to get a contract that will indicate that they believe he's very, very, very good. But that's not new. Like, we all know that. So while I certainly enjoy being there, I would like to see, I think everything everyone's telling me is X marks the spot. Xavier McKinney's going to be a stud. Okay, I could go back and look at what he did with the Giants, but watching them go, they had their first full-speed 11-on-11 last week when we went, and LaFleur said, "You're welcome," when I asked him a question regarding that. So that's great, but they're going to start training camp on July 22nd, by the way, the same day as the shareholders meeting. So
that means there might be a big announcement.
Maybe they can get a contract done by then as well.
Yeah.
Practice at 10:30 a.m. on the 22nd of July. The shareholders meeting at 3 p.m. So I think they'd like all the shareholders to come on out to practice and watch your team go through helmets and shorts because it's during the ramp-up period. But, Tausch, the bottom line is this is great to have access. I am not complaining in any way, but I don't know if I know this team significantly better based on the 2 practices I've seen and the 10 minutes of today's practice I'm going to get there for.
Well, I think what you could see and what you can glean is the approach that the defense is looking. And I know you said there's only been a little bit of live 11-on-11 and live without pads, all this other stuff. But I'm always intrigued to see where guys line up in these things, how many reps they're getting at those spots, because that gives you an indication of where the coaching staff's head's at.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I'm not overly worried if guys are, if somebody's bull rushing, putting a head into somebody's chest. And okay, that doesn't bother me. That's more pad related. But that's the information you glean. But as far as trying to decipher what's going to happen, I've always said when people are like, "Oh, he wasn't at the OTA, he wasn't there, he didn't do this." You're at training camp and you're playing and you start playing games, nobody remembers that stuff. Now, with Rodgers not being there and that storyline, that's more interesting. And then obviously now that he's with the Jets, he's doing that a bunch. That lets you know kind of the mindset of where guys are. And the fact that everybody has been here is a great positive for everybody involved, because that, is that going to be the case? I'm interested when guys' contracts, are they staying away because they want to get paid? Those are the interesting little nuggets that you grab from these OTAs, or I guess I'm going to call it O's, because I want to be lazy too. O's. So as far as how today's O's are going to go, I don't think it's really going to set some big new standard as far as what's going on. It's just get your work done and get ready for the big M, which is what, next week?
Oh, minicamp.
Yeah. Well, I can't say
double
that's too
M.
many syllables.
It's a double M. It's mandatory minicamp. We do have that next week. I assume it'll be 2 practices and then a team bonding, team building experience like they usually do on the 3rd day of the minicamp. Unless they do 1 day of practice, do a team bonding thing, and then dismiss everyone like McCarthy used to do with some of his veteran teams. This team's not at that point. There was one thing I wanted to get to, because you actually read something that I wrote, or at least saw the tweet that had the story linked, and that was Keyshawn Nixon believing that the rule changes for the kickoff are because they want to see more of him, which at first I kind of rolled my eyes. But I think he might be right, so I want to talk about that a little bit later in the show if we can get back to it. Next, both Rob Domofsky, friend of show, although he apparently is too busy to be coming on our show during the offseason. He's put up moratorium. He'll be back during training camp. And I spent some time with Jaden Reed last week, and it was very interesting. And it was a good conversation, a good back and forth. I want to play a little bit of that so you can hear about the verbo that he and Dontavion Wicks shared. Did we ever get to Purbo?
Did you ever ask him about cleaning fees? Did you ask him about the cleaning fees?
I did not. You brought up the cleaning fees subsequent to that conversation that I had with him, so I can circle back with Dontavion Wicks today.
I think the only thing we talked about were the cleaning fees, and yeah.
Exorbitant.
Hey, by the way, you clean, and we're going to fee you for cleaning. And by the way, do all the laundry, too, for us. If you're really working, put the bed sheets on too. Tuck them in nice and tight, like Costanza.
For those of you who missed the airing of that grievance in its entirety, you can find it on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app, where Tausch rails against the cleaning fees of verbos.
How is that not a grievance? That's 100% a grievance.
How is that a grievance? I'm pointing something out. I'm not like saying this is, well, maybe it's a grievance. Okay, maybe it's a little bit of a grievance.
You were just concerned because the high cost of cleaning fees cut into your spending money for your Coors Lights, but you still found a way to make sure you had more than a few.
Coors Light, brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it is cold packaged, so it's made to chill in those mountains on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans. They turn blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection. That's why it is Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Sub responsibly. Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
Lazy nicknames, cleaning fees at your Verbo. People not being on board with croquet being the pickleball of golf. I don't know what the complaint will be next, but there could be one coming. So be prepared. If not, we will hear from Rob Domofsky and our conversation with Jaden Reed. Are you ever going to tell us about your Perbo plans, by the way? Or have you just decided you're not going to share those?
Tomorrow. There's just so you have to kind of ration. We're in that time of year. You got to ration some stuff, and I think this might be better than my what was the other one? Pluber. I think this idea is better than Pluber. Okay. I do.
That's a tease for tomorrow. Apparently, we will get to Jaden Reed next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The NBA Finals on ESPN Radio. The Boston Celtics. The Dallas Mavericks. Game 1 of the Celtics and Mavericks. Coverage begins Thursday at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ABC. Presented by Indeed.
Mark Tauscher here for Mosquito Joe of Madison. It's the best time of the year, summertime in Wisconsin. Time for campfires, cookouts, games, and activities, and all the other fun things your yard offers this time of year. Don't let mosquitoes and pests get in the way of that summer fun. Do what my family did and get in touch with the great team at Mosquito Joe of Madison. Mosquito Joe's experts provide comprehensive pest control solutions, keeping your yard and home free from mosquitoes, rodents, rats, stinging insects, and everything else. My family is so thankful that we have Mosquito Joe to help make the best of our summer out in our yard. Call 608-504-2131 now for a free inspection and let Mosquito Joe transform your indoor and outdoor living experience. That's 608-504-2131. Outside is fun again when you go with Mosquito Joe.
Mike Greenberg. Greeny.
When people ask me what separated Michael from all the others, he wasn't the greatest athlete in the history of the NBA. He wasn't the greatest shooter. People always talk about how he was the most competitive person. Everyone in that league is competitive, and there are plenty of other guys just as competitive as he was. What separated Michael was an unyielding, unwavering belief in himself.
Greeny, weekdays noon to 2 on 100.5 ESPN.
Many people with unique homes reach out to Pella because our team of experts can customize windows and doors that match architecture from any era.
I love that I have a home that's 100 years old. It's a historic district, and we didn't want to ruin the look by having modern windows in an older home. When I found out that Pella had an architecturally accurate product line, they simply guided us and helped us to make a great decision for our home.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Certain restrictions apply at 6/30/2024.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Do you know or work with kids who have special healthcare needs? Help them live their best lives. Contact Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network. Our specialists will connect you with services in your area. Wisconsin Wayfinder is free and confidential. Call 877-947-2929 or visit dhs.wi.gov/WISCWAY. Connect today. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honey's. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honey's to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honey's experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honey's.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, we have liftoff, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Dancing on the edge, about to take it too far. Messing with my head, how I miss when you're out. If you wake up in your bed, alone in the dark, I'm sorry. Gotta leave before you love me.
So Domofsky and I spent some time last week with Jaden Reed. And I know this is going to come as a surprise, but I like Jaden Reed. Smart guy, engaging, interesting, and a pretty damn good football player.
More humble than Dobbs, or still Dobbs? Your number
Reserved.
one power rank?
Dobbs was reserved, even keeled. If
I thought you said humble.
No, much like I said, wiry, not spindly. Had trouble spitting it out. Schmalman. But we had a great conversation with Jaden Reed, and during it, I don't know, Jesse, how's the quality of the audio?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
Jason, who do you? So obviously, Jaden Reed only. Has anybody had a better rookie campaign than Jaden Reed
for the Packers
as a wideout? Yeah, in
No.
your tenure.
No.
In your tenure,
No.
Reed has been the best rookie wideout we've seen.
Yeah, I think James Jones had the, at least during my time covering the team, record for most receptions by a rookie wide receiver. He had 47 in 2007. But like Cobb had, I think, 30-ish, maybe 25. Jordy had, I think, 33 maybe. I have to go back and look. I have it all
And now,
out,
again, I'm not saying that he's the greatest wide, but he had the best rookie wide receiving campaign of any that you've covered in 29 years. Fair?
Yes, but also going back to the begat, because I just enjoy saying begat. There was no one who was begat from Devontae Adams. So if you look back on all those guys who became their number one receiver, there were a bunch of them that had good rookie seasons, right? Or at least contributed as rookies, but they weren't called upon anything close to as much as Jaden Reed and Dontavion Wicks were last year. So there was greater opportunity. But Rob Domofsky has a premise for a story. He mentioned to Jaden that he talked to a number of people around the league who think Jaden Reed can be a 100-catch guy. And the problem, of course, would be with all this wealth of different, varied, talented receivers, is he going to get enough targets to get to 100 catches? We'll see if that occurs, but Rob asked him if he believes he has the skill set to be the Packers' number one receiver. Here's how that exchange went.
Any number of you guys on any given day could probably be the number one guy, in this offense from a receiver standpoint. But you have some skills that maybe set you apart from some guys. If they wanted to target you 150 times, is that something that you think you could excel at?
Man, we got so many guys in our room, man. It's just, you never know what could happen. Somebody can go for 100 every week, in my opinion. Just knowing how confident we are at this point. So, last year, we had a lot of young guys, that was always the talk. New quarterback, that was year one for Jordan, really. And, we just got a lot of talented guys. I really, really can't tell you anything about their – everybody can make a play in our room. So, and I really, truly believe that. And so that's my perspective.
There's people that I talk to around the league that say you could easily be a 100-catch
for sure
guy. Is that something that you thought about?
I mean, I've never had 100 catches in my whole career of football. So, but definitely, it's a lot of ways to give you the ball, running bubbles out the backfield, in the slot, outside if you want it. But no doubt about it. I mean, I think if, any coordinator wanted to, they can get a player the ball how many times they want. So I think any receiver can have 100. So,
do you want him to have 100 catches? Would that be good for the Packers offense?
Yeah, I've come back around. You've swayed me.
Oh,
with bringing up my dad, and the more I've thought about it, I want blue chippers. I want big-time playmakers, and I think Jaden Reed has that opportunity. And, for as cute as it was to have the ensemble, and 1 week Chandler is making jokes and being a playmaker, and then the next week Joey's eating a sandwich, and Rachel's doing whatever she does, and all the other stuff. The ensemble cast is cute, but I want a dog. I want the blue chippers, and I think Jaden Reed can be that guy. To the extent, can he be Justin Jefferson? I don't know. That's a pretty big ask. I still want other pieces, but I want someone. I still believe it's going to be Christian Watson. That's who I think is going to be your big play guy. And I think Jaden Reed is going to be your, not Julian Edelman, because I think he can be even better than Julian, but that guy that is just going to do everything you ask. That's what I'm looking for. And then if you have Romeo Doubs as your 2/3, oh, man, you're feeling awesome about what your wide receiving core. And then you have these other young guys scrapping and battling. And who knows what happens with Dontavian Wicks. That's why everybody's so excited.
Right.
But to ask, do I want one guy to have 100-some catches? Yeah. Yeah, I do.
When you watch Jaden Reed, I was just going through this. So Jaden Reed is listed at 5'11", 187.
So he's probably 5'9.5", 5'10".
Yeah, we're eye to eye, and I'm 5'10". So I don't think he's definitely not taller.
Are
than
you
me.
wearing those big tall Hokas though, where you got all?
I don't have
cushions?
Hokas. I'm a Nike guy, but I don't have the thick soles. No, I don't.
Okay.
But Randall Cobb was listed at 5'10", 192.
He was probably 5'8.5".
Greg Jennings was listed at 6 foot 198.
He's probably 5'10.5".
And again, Jaden Reed 5'11", 187. When you watch Jaden Reed, does he look more to you like a Randall Cobb, like a Greg Jennings? How do you view him having played with?
I would say he's more Randall Cobb-ish. And Randall Cobb, by the way, it wasn't, I think you kind of sometimes get that vibe of, well, he's going to be running option routes. He's going to do that dirty stuff in the middle, jet sweep, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you forget Randall Cobb made a lot of big plays, too.
Right, outside.
He made a lot of big plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you want that versatility, and I think because Christian Watson's so big, and how big is Dontavian Wicks? He's 6'1 plus, right?
He is. Let me get that for you, but I believe he's at least 6'1.
Well, so that's always, and you kind of almost like Friends.
6'1",
you get
206.
done with that show, you get cast, you get stereotyped, you get kind of, this is what this guy is, and because you're not the big, tall, long, wide out, he's going to be underneath and all this other stuff. Well, no, that's not the way of the world in the NFL anymore. Tyreek Hill's not 6 feet. No, he's blazing fast. So I think Jaden Reed, I think the goal should be to be peak Greg Jennings. I think all of us would be ecstatic.
Yeah,
if
agreed.
that's what he turns into being. And that's where I think that's the progression of where he's going to be. And Randall Cobb had a really good career. But I think we can all agree Greg Jennings was more impactful when you start looking at, their peak years. I think Greg Jennings is vastly underrated for what he did in Green Bay because of the way he left.
I agree with that, and I also think that that's probably playing into some of this conversation that we're having about Aaron Rodgers versus Eli Manning the last day or so, which we'll get to ourselves a little bit later in our program. All right, so I also want, as you know, social media pissed me off earlier this offseason when someone posted video of Reed and Wicks working out together. Oh, a couple guys working out together in the offseason, that never happens. Well, I would say that it very rarely...
I just love how irritated you get. That's the part that makes me...
Here's why it bothers me. I don't walk around here going that I'm, hot stuff and look at me, let me go through my credentials, tell you how great I am at what I do. I don't do that. I don't. But I've been doing this a long time, okay? So at least give me credit for longevity, even if you don't think I'm any good at this job. Fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But I've been around long enough now to know that Greg Jennings and James Jones weren't spending 3 months together in a vacation rental working out together. Okay? That's not what was happening. This was different, and it turned out to be significantly different than what we've seen from teammates who actually like each other. And I want to get to a clip in our conversation with Jaden Reed in which Jaden Reed talks about how good he thinks he and Wicks can be together. So we will get to that coming up. You might want to listen to that, not only because it's interesting, but because it may influence how you play Prize Picks this football season.
Oh, Dontavion was good to old T last year. I know that. They undervalued our boy Dontavion Wicks. And, well, you know what? Now it's basketball season. You know the players, you know the stats, and you know basketball. It's playoff time. Put your knowledge where the money is and win up to 100 times your cash with Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and submit your lineup. I know Luka Doncic. You got Kyrie Irving. It's going to be... what do you think? Doncic puts up great numbers. Is it going to be more or less? I don't know. That's what's going to be fun about it. But you can turn $10 into $1,000 with just 4 correct picks if you pick the traditional stats like points or assists, or you can go more unique ones like getting a dunk or 3-pointers. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance. That's what makes Prize Picks America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Prize Picks community. Over 5 million users have already signed up. You should be next. And if you do, download that Prize Picks app. Use the code WI. That's code WI on Prize Picks. You get a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Pick. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Did you see the Jason Tatum freebie for Thursday night?
Oh, I have not jumped on there. I'll take a look. I'll have to take a look at what Doncic.
It's possible.
I got to look at what Doncic.
For legal purposes, it's possible Jason Tatum doesn't score a point in the game on Thursday night.
He's gonna get a point.
But it's a free square, 1 point for Jason Tatum, and
you know what? I'll be intrigued to see if Kristaps Porzingis is listed, because you're all curious if he's going to be playing. That's the beauty of Prize Picks.
Curious.
And if he's not, you know what? I just told you, I got that injury insurance.
It's true. Yeah, that's helpful.
Can't stop thinking about Kristaps.
I've been obsessing about it.
I think I'm going to go, and we'll maybe do a Prize Picks on Thursday before the – again, why did we wait 7 days?
I didn't realize the NBA playoffs were still going on.
It's crazy that they sit this long. But Luka Doncic, he likes having a couple cold beers. I'm tempted to say he might struggle in Boston. Kyrie's going to get booed big time.
Yeah, like Craig Counsell.
I might go with the Tatum, Doncic, boom, boom, and get me a little something.
Well, you just said Doncic might struggle. Oh, you're saying less then for Doncic.
Less. Yeah, you can go more or less. I don't know if you heard that.
It's that easy from what I understand. Yeah, that's what I've heard. We'll get some more of our conversation with Jaden Reed next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wisconsin's all-time sack leader is finally a Hall of Famer.
Sala led the Big Ten, always revved up to come off that corner.
Congratulations to ESPN Madison's Tarek Sala, proud member of the UW Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2024.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you You see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. Some big news for one of the best running backs to ever don the Cardinal in white, as it was announced on Tuesday afternoon that Monte Ball would be on the 2025 College Football Hall of Fame ballot. The former Badger was a two-time consensus first-team All-American and the 2012 Doak Walker Award winner. He's tied with Hall of Famer Barry Sanders for most single-season touchdowns in NCAA history and is the only player to rush for 100 yards in 3 straight Rose Bowl games. Congratulations to Monte Ball.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Are you in need of expert exterior renovations? Look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 22 years, we've been the trusted name in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutter replacements.
I couldn't be happier with the new roof Ridgetop Exteriors installed. It's like having a brand new home.
The team at Ridgetop Exteriors made upgrading my siding a breeze. Quality work and friendly service.
With a track record of excellence, we take pride in transforming houses into dream homes. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com for a free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, your trusted local affordable partners.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
If you want a fresh twist on surf and turf, look no further than North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. Inspired by their time living in the Alaskan Gulf in southern Texas, owners Keith and Aaron brought together unique culinary backgrounds to create a truly authentic American restaurant here in Madison. After expanding to 2 more locations in DeForest and Verona, you can savor smoky, wood-fired barbecue and freshly prepared seafood from around the country. Explore their full menu and dining options at eatnorthandsouth.com. That's eatnorthandsouth.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
It's a beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day. So let it get away.
Continuing with our Jaden Reed conversation. Rob Domofsky and I spent some time with him at the last OTA. We'll have another one today.
Do we agree that if someone is going to have 100 catches, it'll be him?
Yes, I agree with you.
Jesse?
I don't think anyone's going to have 100 catches, though. Can I say that?
I agree with that.
I agree, too. I don't know. How does Dobbs fit into everything?
Steady Eddie.
Because that's like...
most even-keeled player I've ever covered.
I could see him getting 100 catches, but it's like it wouldn't... Not that it wouldn't amount to anything, but you know what I mean? Like, it would just be, like, consistent
I think
4 or 5 yard catches.
We poo-poo Dobbs way too much. He's been probably the most consistent. Obviously, he's more consistent than what Watson has done. Watson had the Randy Moss-like 5-game stretch that got me excited. And the fact that he's outrunning angles. He's outrunning angles. Galileo couldn't do that. I don't know any other great geometry physicists. Copernicus couldn't do that. Nobody outruns angles.
Nobody puts baby in a corner either.
Pythagoras.
So I just think Dobbs is one of those guys that you love him as a coach. You love having him on your team, and I think he just does things. He just goes out and does what he's asked to do, and that's a great value. But yeah, I think Jaden Reed, if everybody stays healthy, I'll be shocked if he's not the leading receiver on this football team.
Dobbs played all 17 games last season. He started 16 of them. He was targeted 96 times. He had 59 receptions for 674 yards and 8 tutters. He's really good in the red zone.
That's not a great target to catch ratio.
51%.
Is that good? Seems low to me.
I will compare that to some other receivers and get back to you. I do want to get to this because I feel like we are contractually obligated to debate Eli Manning versus Aaron Rodgers to start the 10 o'clock hour, which should have already started. But I would like to play this exchange with Jaden Reed just because the verbo thing, even if we're not going to get to Purbo until later in the week. Here is the conversation with Jaden Reed. I saw this clip of you and Wicks in February, right?
Yeah.
And I asked Vrabel about it, and he reveals about it, and that you guys got a verbo.
Yeah.
So tell me, first I want to know, can you describe this? How nice was the place? How many bedrooms? What kind of roommate is he? Like, how many other guys were there?
It was like 4. My girlfriend kind of stayed there with us. It was really just us.
Okay.
We'll have teammates in town here and there, so they might sleep there. But we were together the whole time. We were there for like 3 months, I want to say.
That long?
We started working out in February and got done 3 months later. So we were there the whole time together, worked out every day together. We was just picking each other's brain, trying to dig in each other's toolbox, see what we do good, and see what I can kind of improve on from that standpoint. And, that's my brother. First off, it just the relationship was more important to me, getting to know him more, because at this point, if I go out there and I'm not doing something right, he'll hold me accountable, and I won't feel the type of way about it. And I could do the same way to him, so sorry about that.
So we're not in here a ton, but when we are in here, it did seem like you two had I know you're tight with all your guys, but
yeah, no
it
doubt.
Seemed like it was closer between you two. How did that happen, and who came up with the idea?
Really, I want to say first Senior Bowl, I sat down at the table with him. We kind of knew each other already, and we just talked for a little bit, and then we both ended up getting like receiver MVP of the Senior Bowl, which is crazy too. And then I want to say I was on a 30 visit with the 49ers. I'm walking out, he's walking in, and I see him again. I'm like, keep running, you follow me, bro. Like, and then it all makes sense. He gets drafted here, and it's crazy how it works, but God put him in my life for a reason, and I'm blessed to have him as a brother.
Where in Florida were you guys?
Fort Lauderdale area. Yep.
So did you guys come up with that idea yourselves, or
it was kind of mutual, yeah.
Okay.
Like we seen the potential in each other, and it was just like, man, like we could be something special. So like we need to stick together close because you are what you surround yourself around.
We seen the potential in each other, and we could be something special. I know that was a lot of Domofsky and me to listen to get to that, but I think he's right. I think these guys are potentially the 1 and 2, and the Watson piece with not knowing how consistently he'll be healthy will be the big play guy that's in the mix. And Dobbs is going to be the reliable James Jones guy who never gets enough credit for being good. And that's how I see the dynamic. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're enamored with Wicks. You have been from the jump, mainly because he went to the same school as Tony Bennett. I'm convinced that's why you liked it from the jump. And
it's not why.
Whether I'm wrong, he showed big play capabilities last year too. So maybe we're saying maybe it's going to come down to Wicks versus Watson as far as who's going to be that guy. But I love so much about what I just heard there, other than somebody jumping in and asking, where in Florida? Who gives a blank? Like, okay, what? Oh, I had a place down in Hollywood, Florida. Did you play this golf course? So
I like to know.
I think the entire thing is just everything you want to hear as a Packer fan.
Yes.
Guys working out. So, Jason, I think for everybody that gave you a ton of grief, tell them to blank off. Because this is super interesting. 3 months, dedicating your offseason to doing this with a teammate and building that bond to, know each other and have that friend. One of the things at GKB, do you have a best friend at work? It's the biggest indicator of success. Football's the same way, man. It's great. You could say everybody's, I got 53 guys, and, some guys you get along with better than others. It makes it a lot more fun. I had Cliffy for my whole career.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. It's great to have somebody else, especially at that position, that I can complain to, that I can say ask questions to, and learn. And that is a great thing. I know it helped me. I can't speak for Cliff, but I know that helped me mentally. It didn't do anything really from a football standpoint as much, but just the mental side of it was huge. The fact these two see that, understood it, went and did something about it and did it, I'm more excited now for these two just hearing those clips. I've been a Jaden Reed guy from the get. I think Wicks was somebody that he's been injured. He looked a little, it didn't always look as smooth as I'd like to see it. Maybe now with all this work he's putting in, guys push each other. It's one thing to do this stuff with a trainer and you're doing it. When it's y'all and you're doing it together and you're living it, that was awesome.
You may see that quote from Mark Tauscher in Sunday's Wisconsin State Journal.
No,
in the intro.
I didn't give you clearance for that. I was off the record, so you can't.
Off the record on the air, is that right? That's how that works.
You can't post it. No sound graph. Can't sound graph it, Wilde. No, but it is. I just think that's the special thing about Green Bay. I know other teams do this, but you don't get that vibe. And you know what? Guys are going to have kids and get married, and it's going to be different. When you do it, that's the beauty of youth. And youth that can harness that instead of saying, let's go to Vegas for 4 days and do that. This is pretty impressive.
Also impressive, what Kohler Services can do to your bathroom, especially if it looks like the bathrooms at the Coliseum.
Indeed. If you need, I'm talking about the Roman Coliseum, not the Coliseum, just for reference.
Well, I'm guessing the Oakland Coliseum is pretty ugly, too.
If you need a bath or shower remodel, we got you covered. Turn to Kohler Services, family-owned business for 150 years. Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life, and this month only, you can get 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
We'll kick off the 10 o'clock hour in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Brewers begin a week-long road trip in Philadelphia and Detroit with a 3-1 loss last night at the hands of the Phillies. Rhys Hoskins' solo home run in his return to Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. The lone run scored for the Crew in last night's contest, but that shouldn't diminish Brewers fans' hopes. Entering play today, and yes, it is still early June, but the Brewers, Phillies, and Dodgers, the three teams atop divisions in the National League, all hold 7-game leads. Those are all tied with one another for the largest division leads in baseball. No other team in the NL Central is over 500. The Brewers 36-24 entering play today. Game 2 of the 3-game set in Philadelphia tonight, 5:40 first pitch. Meanwhile, in just a little bit, OTA practice gets underway for the day up in Titletown. The Green Bay Packers back at it. The final week of OTA practice before minicamp starts next week. Rob Domofsky has it covered over at ESPNWisconsin.com.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. I'm sorry, did I miss a meeting where Aaron Rodgers' career became incredibly disappointing and it's just so clear-cut that Eli Manning had a better career? Did I miss that?
Well, you did, and I think one of the interesting parts of this, C.J. Stroud, who was dynamite last year as a rookie, brought the Texans, who I thought were going to stink. Took him as far as the Green Bay Packers, divisional round loss. So, C.J. Stroud, if I'm a Houston Texan fan, I'm excited that I have C.J. Stroud, okay? I'm not going to sit there and say not. I don't love where he's at, what he's doing. He is giving opinions. He is basically turning into a pundit with Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons has been doing this. I get that you want to build brands. I understand it. Go make your money. I'm all for it. Go for it. But you're weighing in on a lot of topics that a couple of schlubs like us are doing, that Stephen A. and his cast of characters are doing. And I prefer my quarterback more like Jordan Love, where he'll go and do a pod. He'll do, he did the thing with Micah and was breaking down plays and everything else. But he's giving all these opinions. Matthew Stafford would have won 4 rings with the Packers. That was another one of his little
I did see that,
gems that he put. So, again, he can do whatever the hell he wants. All I'm saying is I just remember Bill Parcells saying, you don't want a Hollywood quarterback. Tom Brady, for as Hollywood as he is, all he ever talked about is being a great teammate. He said, Peyton Manning, same thing. That's where the approach, and I feel like Jordan Love's approach is much more in line with that than doing your own all of that other stuff. So, again, do whatever you want, but that's where the premise, that's the crux of this Aaron Rodgers Eli is coming from C.J. Stroud.
What? It's that Rodgers became this Hollywood draw attention to yourself?
No. Nothing to do with the Aaron Rodgers component to this. I'm just saying C.J. Stroud's going into year 2. He's giving opinions. He's basically doing a lot of punditry work. I'm all for guys doing podcasts, talking about their experience and how things are going with their team. But to do all this, this is what sports talk does. This is what all us punditries do. And to just say, well, Eli Manning's career, because he has 2 rings, is that much better than Aaron Rodgers, I would push back vehemently against that. But I saw it on First Take. Get Up this morning. Every one of them. They kind of forced Dominique Foxworth into saying Aaron Rodgers because everybody else said Eli Manning. And to think that that's the case after the careers that these guys have had seems crazy to me. I get why they say it, but when you look at the longevity and where they're at, Aaron Rodgers is a markedly better quarterback than Eli Manning ever was.
So here's some other context. Eli Manning led or was part of 2 Super Bowl championship teams, right?
What was their record that year? What was his record?
I don't know. I don't think quarterback record is a stat. But the Giants only made the playoffs 4 other times during his tenure, which, again, he spent 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 seasons with the Giants. They made the playoffs 6 times. They did win 2 Super Bowls. Do you know how many playoff games they won in the other 4 years they made the playoffs?
1.
No, 0.
0. Wow.
0. So I get it. 2 Super Bowl titles greater than 1 Super Bowl title. Don't disagree. But making the postseason only 4 other times and not winning a single game means that, first of all, 10 seasons you didn't even make the playoffs and didn't have a chance to go win a Super Bowl. Look, I am not biased.
And you got benched, and you got benched, and they tried to replace. This is the great sports talk argument. This is what, and I know it's not the kind of sports talk you like doing. I get that. But this hypothesis, we've said many times, would you rather win 1 championship and stink for 9 years or be in the mix? And most people say, give me the championship until you're 4 years in and you're constantly drafting the top 5. So that 1 championship, and this is why it's so intriguing of an argument, because we still celebrate the 82 Brewers like they're World Series champs because it's the best we've seen. And that group is still loved in a big way. You never forget those championships. The Bucks championship, we'll never forget it. You'll never forget the 2010-11 champion, the 96 champion. Those are the teams that live in lore. The Giants have 2 of those with Eli. And while we all love talking about the journey, and when you're doing it on a daily basis, I get it, but fans, they want to have the confetti hit them too. And Eli has done it more so than Aaron Rodgers.
Twice as much. 2 over 1.
Which I'm surprised by, and I think most of us think that just shows you how, it is a team game. But to act as if Aaron Rodgers wasn't a much better quarterback than Eli, you're crazy. And Stroud knows that. But you also look at it and say, well, all that really matters is the championships. And if that's your mindset, Eli Manning, that's how you will answer this question.
So how do you answer this question? I mean, you played with
who had a better career? Listen, who had a better career? Aaron Rodgers, markedly better.
So if you were a quarterback instead of a right tackle, and I asked you which career you'd want, you'd take Aaron Rodgers with 1 fewer title.
I would.
I would too. And apparently that's the clear-cut wrong answer?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can I get Aaron Rodgers' career with Michael Strahan, OCU Maniora, Justin Tuck, and whoever the 4th guy was as my front 4? Can I do that?
No.
This is a team
he took too
game.
Much of the cap. He didn't take enough of a pay cut. He took too much cap.
I get it. He's got more titles. And he made a magnificent throw to Mario Manningham to allow them to win 1 of those Super Bowls. And David Tyree pinned the ball against his helmet after Eli Manning did one of the greatest escapes of a sack I've ever seen any player do, especially in a clutch moment. He deserves credit for those plays. There is no denying it. But we have to acknowledge that this is a game. This goes back to the quarterback wins as a stat. If we are applying that rule to Eli Manning and we apply it to titles as well as win or loss records, we have to be honest about Eli Manning's career. He's not as good. and more circumstances than just the quarterback's play decide whether you win titles. And does that absolve Aaron Rodgers of his playoff failings when he didn't play well? When he didn't play well in Seattle with a torn calf? Okay, I'll let him with the torn calf. I'll get that. But the fact that they didn't capitalize in 2020 on all the turnovers that they forced against Tom Brady and Rodgers didn't cash in? Not okay.
Yeah, that
21,
game, that is
not
the,
okay.
That's the big one. But let's not make any mistake about it. And this is the hard part. You can't correlate the two. The Giants' defense, would they have ever given up? They beat the New England Patriots 17-14 in a year the Patriots scored the most points in the history of the league. Would the Giants' defense have given up a 16-0 lead? No. They wouldn't have.
No.
Would Eli Manning have made a ton more plays? No. But he did make 2 critical plays in critical games, and he deserves all the credit in the world. That got him into the Hall of Fame. That's going to get him. That is why he's in the Hall of Fame. His career is not Hall of Fame worthy outside of winning 2 Super Bowls. And that's crazy to say, but that's the reality. And that's what we're judged on. Quarterbacks are judged on that. That's the part that is, but if you just ask who had a better career, nobody in their right mind would say Eli Manning's career is better. But his postseason wins? Yeah, 2 is better than 1. Everybody can do that math.
Aaron Rodgers started 21 postseason games. 21. They went to the playoffs in 11 of his 16 years as the starter, as opposed to 6 in New York with Eli Manning.
Yeah, but I do
chance
think
to have a chance.
Fans would give up those 5 playoff appearances for another championship. They would. I think Packer fans would too.
I'm sure they would.
And a matter of fact, Jason, the heartbreak is actually even worse. It sounds so counterintuitive, and I disagree with it. I want to have a chance, and that's what the organization needs to do, and they've done a really good job of doing that. But we remember those, those gut-wrenching losses. Would you rather have not been in there? No, I think every player would say I'd rather be in it. But you remember that, and from a fan standpoint, we had this in the early beginnings of our show. It was a heck of a lot easier getting a run out of the gym with Ladarius Gunter and what was the guard's name again that played?
LaTroy Guion playing guard.
LaTroy Guion finishing up at right guard. Fans accepted and understood that more than the Seattle game, than the Tampa game, and that's the tricky part of this whole deal. Although, again, when the question is posed, better career, it's not close. But those championships matter. They do.
So here are the Giants' won-loss records during Eli Manning's career year by year. And this is the question I have for you. All these folks that we've had this discussion before on this show too, right? The idea of, well, would you suffer through 10 losing seasons if you were guaranteed a Super Bowl title every decade?
Everybody would say yes, but then at year 5 they would say, what the hell's going on?
Right, and that's where I would argue that it's great that Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls. And yes, I understand you'd rather have, as a Packers fan, 2 of them. Would you also rather have 6-10, 11-5, 8-8, 10-6 the year they won the Super Bowl, 12-4 the following year, and then lost in the first round at home, 8-8, 10-6, 9-7, 7-9, 6-10, 6-10. They were 9-7 the year they won their second Super Bowl. That was an interesting year to view. That they went on, they got hot at the right time to go win that 2011 title. 3-13, 5-11, 4-12. I mean, those seasons are brutal for fans. Think about how much people hated the 2022 season when they went 8-9. 4-13, not fun.
Jason,
in the moment.
What do fans remember? What do fans remember?
Yeah, they
remember the
titles.
gut-wrenching losses and the great championships. They don't remember the 6-10 seasons. They go by the way of the White Buffalo real quick in your memory.
Yep.
And I think most fans, while we say it, you're going to live it, you'll enjoy it, you'll understand it, you're going to want to get back. But if you can get over the hump, people are willing to sacrifice a few seasons to do it. I firmly believe that.
Few.
Now, is it 10? What is that number? I know people get very impatient. Very impatient. But if you're telling me Buffalo, if Josh Allen leads them to one Super Bowl and then they lose out, I think Buffalo Bills fans would be fine with that because they've lost 4. If they get 1, I think everything will be hunky-dory up in, West Orchard or whatever they call that, East Orchard, whatever their park's at.
Western
Park.
New York, Orchard Park.
Something Orchard.
Yeah, Orchard Park. All right, we'll put a bow on this coming up so we can move on to real discussions of the current Packers. But, Tausch, whose career would you rather have, Jerry Kelly's or Steve Stricker's?
Ooh.
Both pretty good.
Great question. That's a great question. I'm going to have to crunch the numbers, see who won more championships. And I know they'll both be out at the American Family Insurance Championship on Friday. They're probably out there right now, as a matter of fact. Tournament host and defending champion Steve Stricker is out at the American Family Insurance Championship, and it is going on this week. Course is open, and it is started on June 7th, and it goes through June 9th. We'll be out there. The Wilde and Tausch crew will be out there on Friday. Tournament week includes an exciting concert featuring 3-time Grammy Award-winning Train on Friday, June 7th at Bree Stevens. Proceeds will support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and the American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com. That's amfamchampionship.com. Jesse, I'm going to go to that concert now, and I need to learn more about Train. I don't know much about him. I'm going to be honest with you. So if we can play a little Train, get me up to date,
Sure,
I'd appreciate
we can do that.
in the next couple days.
You'll know some of their music. You just don't know it. Well, you'll know their music.
Actually, I totally understood what you were saying right there. Totally got what you just said.
We'll play some Train next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Mosquito Joe of Madison. Well, tired of dealing with pesky mosquitoes, rodents, and other unwanted pests? Well, look no further than Mosquito Joe. Their experts provide comprehensive pest control solutions, keeping your yard and home free from mosquitoes, rodents, rats, stinging insects, and much, much more. From mosquitoes to mice, Mosquito Joe is your partner for comprehensive pest control solutions. Call to schedule a free inspection and let Mosquito Joe transform your indoor and outdoor living experience.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Hunter Vaughn. Every week, Dennis Summerow and I talk all things area high school sports, and we talk to local athletes, coaches, administrators, and more. You can find full shows over on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcasts.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania is also brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management, Pasquale's Cantina, UW Credit Union, Stoughton Trailers, the GRB Academy, and Stoughton Health.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Many people with unique homes reach out to Pella because our team of experts can customize windows and doors that match architecture from any era.
I love that I have a home that's 100 years old. It's a historic district, and we didn't want to ruin the look by having modern windows in an older home. When I found out that Pella had an architecturally accurate product line, they simply guided us and helped us to make a great decision for our home.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Certain restrictions apply at 6/30/2024.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Ben Bruss here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
The NBA Finals on ESPN Radio. The Boston Celtics, the Dallas Mavericks. Game 1 of the Celtics and Mavericks. Coverage begins Thursday at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ABC. Presented by Indeed.
Tell me, did you sail across the sun? Did you make it to the Milky Way to see the lights all faded and that heaven is overrated? Tell me, did you fall for a shooting star? One without a permanent scar.
Train bringing us back. Tausch, you got backstage passes so I can join you?
Is this is Train?
This is Train, yeah.
Oh, I love this song. I'm even more excited now. I was excited before. Do I have backstage passes? We might be able to maneuver our way back there, maybe. Depends on how the concert goes.
So Train has a myriad of songs that have been popular.
You're going to know 5 or 6 of them for sure.
If that's true, I'm super excited.
And I would argue that Jesse's first selection for you was probably the lowest key kind of love songy, not super upbeat of their best songs.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hey Soul Sister, very popular.
Oh, I like that song too.
See?
Yeah.
Very excited.
Starting to come together for you.
We'll
Starting to
go
come together.
Train the rest of the way today for you. We'll make it happen.
Love it.
Wow, DJ Jazzy Jelly with all the different tunes for us. All right, the Packers are kicking off their final open to the media OTA practice right now. They are stretching inside the Hudson Center, I'm sure. But I do want to get to, and maybe we'll just...
A lot longer stretch now, right? Aren't they doing like 35 minutes?
Indeed, and apparently Jair Alexander likes this staff better for whatever reason. But I'd still believe, and you can tell me...
The feeling is mutual.
You can tell me I'm wrong. But I do believe that this is some scapegoating to change the strength and conditioning staffs.
Yeah,
like the idea that I am part of the problem because I pointed out too that the stretch is longer and they do it differently than the last crew. But the idea that Christian Watson, who went to a preeminent specialist in the field, who actually emailed me yesterday, if we'd like to have him on as a guest, I went back and forth with him because you could learn a little thing or two about your hamstrings and maybe how you could strengthen them and help that knee of yours. You're telling me that it was because they weren't.
You know what would help my knee? Not having 4 or 5 surgeries and blowing it out twice.
Yeah,
that would probably help.
That would. Yeah. Well, when you get that time machine, let me know, because that would be great. Because I'd like to see your career without those knee injuries. That said, if he needed to go to a specialist to find out about this asymmetry and all the issues, I'm guessing that the way Chris Gizzy had them stretch was probably not the reason that Christian Watson and Eric Stokes had hamstring injuries. Right? Fair?
Okay.
I think that's fair. Maybe. So that said, that's what they're doing now. We will find out a little bit more when I get there for the last probably 10 minutes of practice. But we'll be monitoring Twitter to see what I might be missing from the sideline. I do look forward to training camp and being on the sideline when it starts on July 22nd. And before we get to my exchanges with Josh Jacobs, which will be coming up a little bit later in this hour, I am curious, Tausch, that feels really early. July 22nd feels early. Now, I know they're starting on September 6th, so I get it. That is a little bit earlier as well. But it's not like it's a week and a half earlier than they've started previous seasons. So if you're a player and you see that date come across your desk, which I know you have a lot of things that come across your desk, how are you feeling?
I do. Although, I'll tell you, that's another story. I'm not happy. I mean, you want to start as late as you can.
Great story.
Where could that have possibly
been? Well, no, I was
going
to say, I got home, and my wife, when we got back from Peru, I complain a lot about pictures not being hung and things being a little sloppy.
That's true.
And I had my birthday's not for a while, and I have happy birthday on certain spots, and the entire desk is clean as a whistle.
Uh-oh.
Super, best birthday present.
Did you lose some
in a
notes?
long time. Yeah, some of the ad lib, or those little Mad Lib calendars and the jokes, they're hidden away somewhere, but they're not as easily accessible as they were in the past. Getting back to your question, I think the interesting part, July 4th weekend, and it's over for me.
Yep.
That's when I played.
Mm-hmm.
You go, you celebrate the 4th, and then everything moving into it is, oh, crap, we got to run these gassers. Okay, we're getting ready. And then you still try and enjoy yourself, but you're not really mentally going to be where your mind is now drifting towards what you have coming down the pipe. So that's why when the NFLPA is putting out that they're going to start this stuff earlier and start it in July, I would be all right with it because I'd get that whole off season, and then I would jump into it. But you still don't want to be in camp. You want to kind of wait, and you want to shorten it as much as you can from a player standpoint for a lot of reasons. And that's one of the negatives of this Brazil trip is you're playing a day after the opener, right? You're playing on that. So you're going to be there. It's like the Hall of Fame game. Nobody wants that. If one of your buddies is getting inducted in the Hall of Fame, you hope it's after you retire so that you don't have to go through the extra week and go to Akron and do all that. You don't want to do that. Regular season and how this is shaken out, you're probably going to see a lot more of the young players early, and you're going to kind of build up to it, and you'll start prepping for the Philadelphia Eagles probably around the time you normally would be prepping for that third preseason game. So it's not ideal, but again, you're basically stealing a pseudo home game by going to Brazil rather than having to go to the link and playing in Philly.
No doubt. It's June 4th. I believe that means that all the entries for those that want Old T, I drove by a cavalcade of guys on those rollers. They were replacing some pavement, and there were like 4 of them driving back to back to back to back. And I thought, can't wait till I see Old T riding on one of those with Johnson and Sons.
So
paving.
I saw some of our great friends yesterday at the WTMJ Classic.
They give you any more gifts?
From Johnson's. I said we were talking about how much fun we had with the whole process and everything else, and I'm going to be on a paver. I'm going to be up there. I don't know if I got to train for it or not.
Sign some sort of waiver to be on a paver.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't get into a ton of details as far as all of that, but I am excited. Johnson Sun Paving, they invited me out to one of their job sites. I'm going to be there. I hope you booked your business, and if you did, I'm going to be potentially working with the great team at Johnson & Sons Pavings, over 2 decades of experience, and we're ready. We are ready for the challenges that winter has left behind. Potholes everywhere, damage to the car, all that all that stuff. We're going to get those impacted asphalt areas patched up. And even though you're not going to get me now, you still go to johnsonandsonspaving.com, and you'll get your job in. We're going to get out there. The entire team at Johnson & Sons Pavings will get it fixed up. I'm ready to roll, and so is the team at Johnson & Sons Paving.
We'll get to my conversation with Josh Jacobs, and we'll get to trivia. All still ahead during the 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, so stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit StoughtonHealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame Dollar Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on The Analysis Show. Presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and Curbless ready-to-drink cocktails. Find The Analysis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching The Analysis Show.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Mark Tauscher here, and when I was on the hunt for a hot tub, I found Patio Pleasures, a locally owned family business. Patio Pleasures has a passion for making your home a place for recovery and relaxation. And that's why I'm excited about my new cold plunge from Patio Pleasures. They only showcase premium recovery and relaxation products, and that's how I know it's going to be great. Gear up for spring and check out Patio Pleasures' 2 incredible showrooms, Madison West and Sun Prairie.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh. Summer's coming quick. You better celebrate it right with my friends from Door County Distillery. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in Door County. Talk about classic. How about that green bottle of gin, the multiple-time award-winning single malt whiskey? And when it comes to Door County, you can't leave out the cherry-flavored vodka. Find them all at a retailer near you or check out their website with a huge list of unique cocktail recipes at DoorCountyDistillery.com. That's DoorCountyDistillery.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Wisconsin enjoys a rich history in broadcasting, which we celebrated the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Hall of Fame. We honor those who have devoted their careers to serving their local communities as legendary broadcasters. The Wisconsin Broadcasters Hall of Fame, inside the Hilton Milwaukee City Center.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Wednesday, I'll tell you if the Celtics' easy path to the finals will finally cost them in their pursuit for title number 18. It's Unsportsmanlike at 6 a.m. Eastern right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
You like this one? I'm guessing they'll play this one.
Yeah, no, I love this song. I think I didn't fully understand the library or the catalog that Train has. So I'm getting more and more excited as these songs keep churning out. More and more excited.
Again, visit the website amfamchampionship.com to get tickets to the tournament. And if you want to go see Train playing live on Friday at Breeze Stevens Field, home of Forward Madison Soccer. But again, amfamchampionship.com is the website to get those tickets. All right, Tausch, we haven't talked a lot about Josh Jacobs. We certainly talked about him a lot when they signed him. And then we talked for about 20 minutes about the 1-2 punch of Josh Jacobs and Aaron Jones.
Yeah, me and Matt LaFleur were super excited about that.
You were both taken by surprise when that did not come to fruition. But we spent some time talking to Josh Jacobs last week, and he did do some 11-on-11. It was not at full speed. He's hoping to do some full-speed stuff today. We will see if that comes to fruition. But there were a couple of conversations with him about how eager he is to be full go in helmets and shorts practices. And I want you to hear this and tell me if you understand where he's coming from, because I think we all agree that the Packers know what they're getting from Josh Jacobs, and whether or not he's participating in a May OTA practice is not as significant. But for him, it sounds like it is. Here's Josh Jacobs.
You've done this a long time. You've
Yeah.
established what you're capable of. But is there part of you when you're with a new team where you're a little bit anxious of, I want to get out there, I have to remind myself, let's be smart, it's only May? Like, are you itching to be out there?
Yeah, but the guys on the team make it real easy in that standpoint. They be like, man, we played against you, we watched you, like, we know what you can do, we know who you are. And it's not like I'm still not out there with them or communicating with them and things of that nature. So it makes it a lot easier. I mean, obviously for me, it's big to be able to show and, prove myself to the team. I think that's important no matter, what you've done in the past. I think it's important for the guys to see that so they can respect it. And so for me, that's the only thing that I kind of be like, man, I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's early, like next week I'll probably most likely be full go. So it just is what it is.
Warren asked you about falling back in love with football. Obviously, there were some tough times in Vegas.
Yeah.
What were those like to go? What were those through? Did you find it kind of fall out of love for a little while there with everything you were dealing with, contract-wise, changes, everything else?
Yeah, man, it was just so, it was just so much uncertainty, with like we going through a lot of coaches, having like, certain things happen just as a team. I feel like it was like a emotional roller coaster, So to just be able somewhere and be stable and, be at a place where you feel like, you're wanted and things like that, I think it's huge. It definitely brings that joy back to the game.
You mentioned the vets that did for you what you're doing for Marshawn. Who were those guys?
So when I first came in, it was Doug Martin. And then, Jalen Richard, DeAndre Washington. Them guys, like I came in day one and, they knew that I was going to be the guy, but they still, help. You hear a lot of stories about some vets that don't help guys out, and or complain about, when a player mess up, and they always gave me that grace. So I always was taught, like, when it's my turn to do that, then that's the way I'm going to be. And that's kind of just what I try to do.
So he made a really good first impression. I had not talked to him before. I missed the day that they introduced him because we were on a remote. But I was really impressed. And while I'm not going to hold him to the Aaron Jones standard, I get why people like him and like why the Raiders had him as a captain and all that stuff. So I get all that. Tausch, when he talks about being eager to show these guys, and the guys, saying, hey, we know what you're capable of, we've played against you. Do you understand where he's coming from on that? Because new team, new excitement, that sort of thing? Or what do you make of that part of it?
Yeah, I think every player, for as much as, we in the media, or you in the media, me as an analyst, people, the fans, think that everything revolves around us and how the perception is. What really matters is what your guys in the locker room think, what the coaches think. And because they're there, they know you can spot a BSer from a mile away. And what you want to do is prove to your teammates that you're worth everything that that the front office just gave you, and that you're going to be a huge contributor into the success of this team. So you don't want to let guys down. It's almost more, don't let guys down. You want to be ready to roll, and you don't want to get slowed, and then all of a sudden you're kind of come along. You want to jump right in and set the tone, and especially if you want to look at him and X, who are the big free agent signings this year.
Sure.
Both captains, both going to be asked to be leaders in their respective rooms, and as on a collective offensive and defensive. You don't want to be sitting there setting an example of not practicing, not doing it. You want to set the tone for how you're going to practice. The coaches would always say, there's a reason veterans in the front of the line. And it's not because, it's to set the tone in how we practice.
Yeah.
Our tempo. What you're going to get out of the young guys is what you see from the old guys, because they're going to show you, the experienced guys, they're going to show you how we go about our business. And that's why I think Josh Jacobs is saying that, because I think for the most part, guys are going to look at this part of the year and say, yeah, we need to work, we need to get this, but it's June. It's May. And one of the nice things about having a younger group, you don't have all that crusty jadedness, because it sets in. Lord knows we heard enough about it. We had the wideouts never showing up a couple years ago. We had quarterbacks that weren't really interested in it. You know what? That also sets a tone.
It does.
Oh, it's great. All these guys are getting an opportunity to do this. Jordan Love's getting all these extra reps. Yes, that's how you spin it positively. But what you really want is Jordan Love seeing how these guys are handling their business, or these wideouts, or these running backs, and that part is really important too.
You're right. Let's play some trivia. Now, the Brewers are on a road trip to Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, and where, if I recall correctly, the Philly fanatic may have had an inappropriate interest in our friend Sophia Minert. So, Jesse, is trivia Philly related?
It is. Philly Fanatics is today's category. Questions about the sports teams and the city of Philadelphia.
You guys like the Philly roll? I know we're all sushi likers in this group.
I do.
You like the Philly roll?
As long as they don't put too much. As long as they don't put too much cream cheese. Too much cream cheese ruins it.
I like a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, it's good too. Okay.
Caller 4, as there were 4 total runs scored in the Brewers' 3-1 loss to the Phillies yesterday. Caller 4, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 4 for trivia. 6 is Bucks in 6, and right now you can tune in to Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant, and find out more about the culture that is Bucks in 6, unknowingly created by former Bucs star Brandon Jennings. You can take a look inside the Brandon Jennings story, the origin of Bucks in 6, how it became a rallying cry, and what it truly means to Jennings and Bucks fans alike. Again, you can find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. Trivia is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Make a splash this summer at Prairie Athletic Club. Hi, this is Sarah Tauscher, inviting you to dive into excitement at Dolphins Cove Outdoor Water Park. Dolphins Cove features thrilling slides, relaxation, and entertainment for the whole family. Bring your group and enjoy the outdoor water park, tiki bar, and plenty of deck space. It's the perfect gathering place for all of your celebrations. From birthdays to corporate events, the Pack has you covered. Visit prairieathletic.com to learn more today. That's prairieathletic.com. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Stoughton Trailers. Big trailers and big opportunity at Stoughton Trailers. Learn more about why a career at Stoughton Trailers might be for you. Go to stojobs.com.
And with your Badger Minute, I'm Alex Gravatt. Wisconsin head volleyball coach Kelly Sheffield joined Rutledge and Hamilton last week and believes that some of the biggest stars in sports are right here at UW-Madison.
We've got our own Caitlin Clark here and Sarah Franklin, but that spotlight is not nearly as bright on Sarah for whatever reason that it is, and that's not to take anything away from Caitlin. She's been amazing. But that spotlight needs to get on some amazing athletes in our sport.
This fall, catch Sarah Franklin and the whole UW volleyball team right here on the new home of Badgers volleyball.
Right now, get 0% interest-free financing for up to 48 months when you order by May 31st. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Stoughton Health, in collaboration with patient and family advisors, seeks to advance the healthcare experience at Stoughton Health by providing a forum for past patients and families to provide feedback on a variety of healthcare and other related topics. Advisors offer constructive feedback on their personal journey at Stoughton Health, helping to elevate the patient experience and increase satisfaction. Interested? Please call Amy at 608-873-2308.
Bandana? Check. Boots? Check. Gloves? Check. As a motorcycle rider in Wisconsin, you may go to great lengths to protect your image. Just be sure you're protecting yourself, too. Wear a Department of Transportation-approved helmet. Perform safety checks on your motorcycle. Know the traffic laws and don't take risks. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. Zero in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Wisconsin's all-time sack leader is finally a Hall of Famer.
Sala led the Big Ten, always revved up to come off that corner.
Congratulations to ESPN Madison's Tarek Sala, proud member of the UW Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2024.
Let's play trivia. More hits coming from Train.
Another good tune. I just see who the baby or the contestant is today, and it could be one of three people. I'm gonna make a wager. I think I'm gonna be curious who Baby Fresh is. Let's just put it that way.
Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Baby Fresh in DeForest.
Just wait,
Hello.
Jesse, before we hear his voice, is it Baby Fresh with a PH or with an FR?
I didn't ask for the spelling, so I guess
Apparently
I don't
didn't
know.
ask for his actual name either.
I went F.
Okay.
Hello, baby.
It matters. Oh,
It doesn't matter.
It's Baby
PH
Fresh
as in
with a
Philadelphia.
PH. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's PH, Baby Fresh. Okay. It's the first time contested, though, unless something's crazy. Is it not Baby Fresh?
Well, first of all, it is as far as the trivia. And what a great day for sports fans alike, huh?
Yeah, I agree. It's a beautiful day. Hey, Baby Fresh, before we get to the trivia questions, would you say croquet is the closest thing to golf? Like, if you're trying to find something that will emulate what golf looks like, would you say croquet is next up on the docket? You got the mallet with the ball. Is there something that you could relate to that would be more tight with than croquet?
Well, the ball's got to be on the ground, so it takes out pickleball. The sport that you hop on the horse and you also have a mallet. I forget what that sport is called.
Polo? Polo.
Polo?
Okay. That's something. Okay.
Billiards has the ball, but it's a different strike of sorts. You are putting that ball into a hole.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Which you're not doing in croquet. You're not putting it in a hole.
Going through the gate.
All right, since you apparently know Baby Fresh, why don't you handle trivia today?
I will. All right, Baby Fresh. In 2008, which former Milwaukee Brewers manager was fired with 12 games left in the regular season following a 4-game sweep in Philadelphia against the Phillies? And I believe this might be Snake's favorite manager. Is it Ned Yost,
Snake,
Davey Lopes, or Bernie Brewer?
Snake really loved this cat. We're going to go Ned Yost for the win.
That's correct, yeah. Nicely done.
So
Yeah,
Snake is a different person than Baby Fresh?
Yes, Snake is not Baby Fresh.
So
He's
just
the
and
opposite.
also
We're going to have some follow-ups when we're done here, I think.
just to clarify, considering we started the show complaining about the laziness of nicknames, you apparently have a friend named Snake and a friend named Baby Fresh.
That's
Those don't
correct,
seem
yes.
lazy to me.
Those are
They
not
seem
remotely
weird,
lazy.
but not lazy.
Maybe a little bit. All right, Baby Fresh. Which team defeated the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA Finals after the Sixers defeated the Bucks in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals in 2001? Is it the San Antonio Spurs, the Los Angeles Lakers, or the Dallas Mavericks?
Gosh, the Mavs can't. I'm taking the Mavs out of the equation. So I'm down to Lakers. 2001 seems to be the year for the Lakers. Let's go Lakers.
That's really good deductive reasoning by Baby Fresh. And I love the fact that he let us inside his head. As far as he's on fire. That's true. All right, Fresh. Baby Fresh. And I like that Jesse finally spelled his name properly. Recognized as the tallest statue on top of any building in the world, a statue of which historic figure stands atop the Philadelphia City Hall? Ooh, tough question. But I know Baby Fresh knows his Philadelphia architecture. Is it Benjamin Franklin, William Penn, or Rocky Balboa?
Now, those are some goochers. You wouldn't think Benjamin Franklin, ironically, with the lightning strike. So I'm going to scratch him off.
All right.
Balboa, it's almost too obvious, and I think he's just a statue at the top of the steps, I would hope. So, William Penn for the win.
Whoa, Nelly! Wrong button. Been and win it since I've done this.
Wow. I'm going to say this. Baby Fresh first time trivia contestant. And has anyone deductively reasoned better than what Baby Fresh just did? Has anybody?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they didn't walk us through their deductive reasoning. They just did it in their heads and made their choices.
I like playing it out on air. That's what they tell the contestants on.
What Baby Fresh did there was
elite.
I thought really good.
I would argue that having Rocky Balboa as an option on question 3, which is supposed to be hard, no one thinks that Rocky Balboa
I'm
is
gonna
on
tell you
top
this.
of City
They
Hall.
have a Rocky statue.
Not on the top of the building.
I wouldn't have listened that closely. I thought Baby Fresh was going to slip up there and say Rocky Balboa. You hear statue in Philadelphia, you think of Rocky Balboa.
That may be true.
Baby Fresh, what's the best Rocky? You've watched all the Rocky movies. Which is your favorite Rocky movie?
You got to have a little bit of the love, but I guess the enticement of the fight. You got to go with the Russian. He's
Rocky
on steroids. Rocky's coming back.
Yep, working hard, doing it all manually in a barn, going to their home, completely swinging it, and ending communism, at least for a while, in the Soviet Union. That's a pretty big deal.
I'm just curious.
Here's laughter and a great plot.
Before we let you go, Freshie, I'm curious. When you and Tausch are hanging out having your Coors Lights, do you make the sound effects that like you did throughout the trivia competition?
Yeah, he's a
big sound effect guy, like Michael Winslow in the Police Academy movies. Like that's the guy he is in your friendship group. Is that what that is?
Oh, I don't know if I can go offbeat like that, but I dial up a few like grunts maybe or high screeches.
Well, you did do that.
And by the way, so I have said many times I'm one of the top 1% sheephead players in the entire world. Baby Fresh.
I'm sorry, who? I'm sorry, who?
Baby Fresh. Can you justify that? I know you think you're better, but would you say that we're in that mix as top 1% sheephead players in the entire world?
Let's clarify the question. Are you saying I beat you in the top 1%?
Well, I know you're going to believe that you are, but I'm saying big picture.
Oh, snap.
You talk to you and me and Ollie Rogney and that crew of sheepshead players. Would you put us in the 1% in the world, or do you think we're average?
So you'd have to be in the top 5 sitting at the table of all time.
Yeah. Well, 1% in the world population.
You know what? It depends on what you bring that night. Whether it's hors d'oeuvres, an appetizer of sorts. Your game's pretty much on point. It's what you bring on top of it. How many championships going into that event? Is it December versus the summer sheep outside?
Whoa, Nelly!
You're more of a basement player.
Coming
true.
up next on Dub and T, Scuba Chad scheduled to appear during the 11 o'clock hour. Freshie, you got all 3 questions right. You got 4 entries. Congratulations. You'll have an opportunity to win an ESPN Wisconsin prize pack, which Tausch can hand-deliver to you the next time 2 of the elite-level sheephead players get together and make some strange noises and play cards. Thanks for playing. We appreciate it.
Baby Fresh, thank you. Have a great day, everybody.
Oh, going third person as Baby Fresh.
Yeah, he did.
And Jimmy makes the shots. Jimmy's down.
What just happened?
I don't know. But what's going to happen?
Baby Fresh just crushed trivia is what just happened. That's what just happened.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I don't think what just happened was in reference to the actual deductive reasoning, which was impressive. There's no denying
it was very
that
good.
He was very good
I
on
would
the
have gotten
trivia.
question 3 wrong. I would have gotten question 3 wrong.
I wanted to tell you guys about the curse of Billy Penn with that question, but we spent too much time debating top 5 sheepshead players instead.
Was Baby Fresh in your group when you went down to Lac La Belle? on Friday?
No,
Was he freshening up the course?
He was not. Unfortunately, wasn't. It would have been great if he could have joined us because we experienced the rebirth of an American treasure in Oconomowoc. We were down at the club at Lac La Belle, and I'll tell you what, it was what a fantastic day. We had Coors Lights. We sat out. We had their great food out at the Rivalry Pub. We saw there was a big wedding. We actually thought about crashing the wedding over at their great event space. We didn't do that. We went back out and we scrambled. The staff there was unbelievable. It is a great – and you know what the beautiful part was? We were away. It was like we were off to some crazy spot, and then 45 minutes later we're home. That's the beautiful part about it. You're out in the middle. Go to club@laclabelle.com to book your tee time today. A golf destination you're going to want to play over and over again. I know I can't wait to get back out there again this summer. Go to club@laclabelle.com to book your tee time today. What's that smirk for?
You'll feel like you're out in some crazy spot, and then 45 minutes later,
you know how you're always
home.
looking to let your mind go? I don't want to just be at like a little muni that's right down the street with all kinds of houses. I want to be where it's just golf. It's just
and event space and a great club to eat at.
Exactly.
Not just golf.
That's what I was
because I got a lot
saying.
more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where did you feel like you were? Just out of curiosity.
Cheers.
Scotland. I felt like I was in Scotland.
Like some crazy place, and you're only 45 minutes from anywhere.
Exactly.
Including Manitowoc.
Now you understand what I'm saying. Now you get it.
The 11 o'clock hour, during which I have no idea what we're going to talk about at this point.
Nope.
Perhaps more croquet talk. So come back for it in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
I knew that we were going to be getting engaged soon and needed to do some ring shopping. Heard the radio ads of Chalmers and decided, hey, we should give it a shot at Chalmers.
They were just awesome at accepting us through the door and understanding what she wanted in terms of how she wanted it, and they delivered.
Everybody always is telling me how sparkly my ring is. They tell me that they really like the style of the ring and the setting that it's in. I am ecstatic with it.
Thank you, Chalmers.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. ESPN Madison is your new home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball. New season, new conference opponents, new radio home, but the same goal, to win a national title. Listen to every match all season long, beginning this fall on 100.5 ESPN. Milwaukee Brewers starting a week-long road trip in Philadelphia and Detroit with a 3-1 loss last night to the Phillies. The lone run for the Brewers, a Rhys Hoskins home run in his homecoming to Philadelphia, where he helped the team get to the World Series just a couple of years ago. The two teams back at it tonight for the second of their three-game set. 5:40 first pitch at Citizens Bank Park. Entering play today, the Phillies are in first place in the NL East, the Brewers in first place in the NL Central, the Dodgers in first place in the NL West. Each team has a 7-game lead over the teams in second place in their respective divisions, matched for the biggest leads in any division in baseball. Football OTA practice going on right now up in Titletown for the Green Bay Packers. Rob Domofsky has it covered over at ESPNWisconsin.com. We're reacting to everything we're seeing as well on Wilde and Tausch, straight ahead right here on 100.5 ESPN. Wisconsin On Demand and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
O'clock hour. Scuba Chad and Baby Fresh. Maybe they'd be available on a day we're both off to do kind of a cousin subs amateur hour.
A Baby Fresh could do a radio show. I feel fairly confident. I don't know where. I mean, you think I go on train of thought. Baby Fresh would probably take it to another level.
What tier would he be in
time,
if you tiered off your friends? You see
I don't
him a
tier
lot?
off my friends,
But do you see
he'd
him
be a tier
frequently?
one. Not as much as I'd like, but we try.
More than Scuba Chad?
For sure. Yeah. See him a lot more than Scuba Chad.
There you go.
You have an interesting crew. I do wonder, like, who in these different circles convenes together. Like, if Scuba Chad and Baby Fresh were in the same room, I'd be kind of concerned.
They have been in the same room.
That would be a lot, it sounds
They're like oil and water, if I'm being honest. That's an oil and water deal.
What, like
Baby
they don't
Fresh
get
and
along?
Scuba Chad. No, I mean, it's just like they look at the world in a little different way. I guess that's the way
Interesting.
we put it.
You're just even Steven. You're keeping everybody together. I like it.
How does the Big O fit into
always.
everything?
Yeah, I love the
Sheephead
Big
is
O.
what kind of brought that. Sheephead is what brought kind of that crew together. But as we've gotten older with kids, we don't get to play as much sheeps as we used to. Really gotten into dirty clubs, which I don't know exactly what that's all about, but it's a game of euchre with not as many people. It's a fun little game. Very fun.
Like, most of the time, people go to dirty clubs when they're younger.
One would think.
Good one.
All right, so we posed this Eli Manning versus Aaron Rodgers career question, and Jesse's been inundated with texts. We kind of talked about it, and then
it's a sports talk staple.
And I want to get to a little more from Josh Jacobs before
So,
we get ready.
quick question for you.
Sure.
If Peyton Manning hadn't gotten that second championship with Denver and he rode the defense, he got benched and was injured, would people be asking those same questions of Eli versus Peyton?
That's a great question.
Because everybody would have said
goodness,
Peyton,
what a great
right?
question.
4 or 5 MVPs. He had been to
5.
another, 2 Super. I think he was 2-2 in Super. So he's been to 4. I really think the Rodgers component to this, if he had gotten to 1 more, changes too. The fact that he's 1-0, he's only been to 1. Let's put it this way: if he leads the New York Jets in the next 2 or 3 years, however long he plays, to a championship, this conversation topic is dead in the water.
Dunzo.
Null and void. But the fact that this is a conversation topic that's more than a few people, I think most Packer fans would say Rodgers, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Packer fans are irritated that they only got 1
Yeah, I
with
think
him.
that's more likely the case right there.
I mean, just looking at some of the texts and tweets that we've been getting, I don't know how that plays out, but that's, and Aaron Rodgers has said this many times. You play the regular season for pay, and it's legacy when it comes to the postseason. And unfortunately, he's come up short more often than he's won. Those
Of course,
are just
he's
the facts.
made the postseason more than Eli Manning did. Andy, via Twitter, Eli Manning's football career isn't better than Rodgers. His post-football career will be, since AR decided to follow the rabbit hole to Crazy Town. Between 4 and 12, I was really hoping to finally get a Packer as a talking head on the Sunday morning shows, and both ruined it. I don't see Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers doing NFL on Fox or CBS.
Aaron Rodgers could still do he
could. I don't think he's interested in that.
Maybe. You know what? I don't think Tom Brady was interested until I threw $350 million at him. Take that for what it's worth.
Jesse, what do you have on the text line?
This is from one of our great fans. I don't know how he has the time to text us because my mom was affiliated with FedEx for a long time.
You absolutely positively need to text the show.
You got to make the phone call. Aaron Rodgers is one of those guys I feel as time goes on will look at his career less favorably because of the way it ended in Green Bay and because the Super Bowl came so early in his career. The drama at the end and his personal performances in some playoff games will make him less of a GOAT as years go by with Packers fans, especially if Love can win 2 Super Bowls over the next 10 years. That's Jeff the FedEx guy weighing in.
It's a good take.
Yeah, it's a really good text that Jeff sent in. And if Jordan Love wins 2 or 3 championships, he will surpass Favre and Rodgers. And I think most of us hope that happens. But I just want to remind you, how are we talking about Kyrie Irving 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Do you guys
talking
remember?
about how he thought the earth was flat.
And all kinds of other stuff. Nobody should sign him. He's this, he's this, he's this. And I want to remind you, I know I say it a lot. I bring up Eddie Lacy a lot. I bring up the cold day against the Arizona. I bring this
December
up because
2nd, yeah.
I want to remind you, everybody, and sometimes myself, on how quickly things change. Kyrie Irving is now looked at as a basketball savant that if he leads it to a championship, we're going to forget about his Boston time and his Brooklyn time. Now, you can talk about the flat earth, all that other stuff. I'm just talking about hoops and his legacy and how he's viewed. And if Aaron Charles Rodgers does that, things change.
Yeah, you're right.
Quickly. So for all of that Jeff just mentioned, okay, all that's fair as we sit here today. But what do I say about yesterday's gas prices? And by
They're
the
not
way,
the
gas
same as
prices
today's
stayed
gas
pretty
prices.
flat.
They went down again. Yeah, it's good to see.
That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
I texted my friend, who you don't think is my friend, Justin Garcia, this during the playoffs.
Who said I didn't think you're friends? I never said that.
You did. You didn't. I said my friend Justin Garcia, and you said, "Are you really friends?" You were on the shows a while ago. I understand that you don't recall it, but it did occur. That said, my friend Justin Garcia, I was curious. I had forgotten that Kyrie Irving was good, to your point. And I actually texted him that. Now, obviously, he's in the Western Conference currently, but, he was crucial to LeBron bringing a title to Cleveland, right? He has had a really, really good career. But for a few years, all you really talked about him was how weird he was and how he was with the teams that didn't do very well. And you're right. Now he's back in the NBA Finals. And we're looking at him differently. He's just I don't enjoy him as a personality.
Jason, just look at, and I'm talking about. Do you remember when Jesse wouldn't draft Tyreek Hill or wasn't supposed to, and all the crap that he did, and why he went in the 5th round? I'm telling you, performance on the field.
Yes.
People forget about a lot of stuff real quick when guys are balling out for your team. And now people are saying he's going to get another contract. So that's the bottom line on this is if you're like Ray Rice and you do something and you're not very good anymore.
And with video.
And if you're not, if you're still a baller, people are going to be a lot more lenient. And it goes the same way with all this other stuff. If you perform at a high level, it just so happens a lot of people turn the other way and say, well, that was fun. That's just how this whole thing works.
Indeed. All right.
Within reason, of course. I just want to make sure I'm specified. Within reason.
No doubt. Great opportunity for you to once again mention Gina Della and all the stuff she's got going on, including great deals on your Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin.
Gina's got a lot going on, and, you probably got a lot going on at your house. If you got an older home, you got leaky, creaky windows. Well, the way we did things a century ago, it's a little different today. So you know what? Let's give Pella a call. They're a team of experts. Customized windows and doors that will match architecture from any era. Doesn't matter what kind of home you live in now, Pella can upgrade it. If you order today from Pella, you can get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends June 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
More next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Since 1961, Stoughton Trailers has been a family-owned and operated business with 3 generations calling Stoughton home for over 60 years. To continue their growth and support for their local community, Stoughton Trailers is building a new corporate headquarters right here in Stoughton. This new HQ is designed to promote the physical, mental, and business health of Stoughton Trailers and its employees. Stoughton Trailers, looking forward to the limitless possibilities that lie ahead. Stoughton Trailers, the best is yet to come.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, we have liftoff, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
I was rolling my rig on a Crescent City run with my hands on the wheel looking into the sun. With a flash, I became temporarily blind by a plate glass truck I was tailing behind. Next thing I know, I'm in the side of a ditch with a bent rear wheel and a broken off hitch. But I was hauling again in just a short while, 'cause Truck Star Collision is on my speed dial. Do you operate a fleet, whether it's heavy-duty 18-wheelers or medium-duty delivery vans? And does vehicle downtime make you cringe? Time is money, and a fleet vehicle on the sideline hurts, because you need your fleet to be up and running 100% of the time. If one of your heavy or medium-duty fleet vehicles is out of commission, Truck Star Collision Center in Deerfield will get it back on the road quickly. Since Truck Star is a full-service facility, the complete repair is done in-house, saving you time and money. And remember, they're able to repair both heavy and medium-duty vehicles. Truck Star Collision Center, minutes off I-94 in Deerfield. Call 888-400-1002 or log on to truckstarcollision.com.
My Aunt Bella was telling a story, and her speech was a bit slurred. Her smile was drooping. Was she having a stroke? I knew it was time to run through the B Fast checklist. B, balance. Bella was fine. E, eyes. Her vision was fine. F, face. Oh, the drooping. A, arms. She could lift both arms. S, speech. Oh, definitely slurred. T, terrible headache. She had one. Signs of a stroke. I called 911 and saved Aunt Bella's life.
Brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services Covered Health Stroke Program.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
We got to my favorite train song. Also, Save Me San Francisco is another one of my favorites.
This song's kind of
I
ridiculous.
don't love that one. I don't love this song here, if I'm being honest. The
it's-
other
it's
ones so far
peppy.
I've all enjoyed. Not my favorite.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Thanks.
Wrong though it may be. Lots of opinions still coming in. You're right. This is quintessential sports talk, which we don't really do, if we're being honest.
It's not normally, no.
But you were into it.
No.
You were ahead of the curve on this. You're the one who sent me the clip from the podcast before I saw it everywhere else.
Well,
You're man ahead of your
I've
time.
always been listen, I am intrigued by how fans think. Right, wrong, indifferent, in my opinion. I love the psychology of a sports fan. I think
Agreed.
it's great.
Totally.
And one of the things that we discussed early in our show was that with the New York Giants, because Packer fans obviously frustrated that Aaron Rodgers' group's only got one championship, but a lot of great memories. Bears game, Cowboys playoff. There's a lot of wow moments that we've saw, and then there's been a lot of rip my heart out, stomping on the floor type bit.
Sure.
And what you like doing, do you like being irrelevant for 8-9 years like the Giants were, but you get 2? That was always a fascinating topic to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this is. That C.J. Stroud decided to take on in his podcast. I don't even know if he has a podcast.
He doesn't. He was joining someone else's podcast.
He will have a podcast very shortly, I feel very confident. This seems like he really enjoys this stuff, which is great because I think it will give great fodder. It's just not what I'd want in my starting quarterback. But the Rodgers component to this, it's always interesting, and the Packers' success and their lack of championships is a topic that I think Packer fans will debate for years, until Jordan Love brings 2 or 3 more home during the course of his career.
So the question I had, and I want to give credit where it was due, but the text is no longer on the screen. Not that that's your fault, Jesse. We moved on. But the text about how we will view Rodgers' career as increasingly unimpressive, or less impressive anyway, as time goes on because of when he won his title. If Jordan Love is good, but this group never wins a Super Bowl with him, which is not out of the realm of possibility, right? They could be good, but not quite good enough. Will that mean that we will view Rodgers' career in a more positive light if they go 10 years without another Super Bowl and Jordan Love is good, but they're never good enough to win another title and get that 14th World Championship?
Here's what you're asking, and as I like to concise things and you like to take things in a longer worded deal. What you're really asking is Aaron Rodgers going to be remembered for what he didn't do or for the championship that he brought? That's what you're asking.
I'm not sure that's what I was asking, but
that's not what I was. That is what you're. I mean, that's the premise of your initial point, and that's where I think. I don't know if you want to poll it. I know you probably don't, but the question you do have is: Brett Favre is not remembered when he came back and had the stadium filled with people that paid $4 to his charity. They weren't coming back for the gut-wrenching losses or leaving for Minnesota or to the Jets, whatever it was. It was for his MVPs and for his championship. That's what Packer fans remember. And I do believe that when Aaron Rodgers calls it a day, and if he doesn't get into politics or whatever else he's doing, and he comes back to Lambeau to be inducted into the Packer Hall of Fame and then go into the regular Hall of Fame, I would venture to say Packer fans aren't going to say, oh, we lost at 0-14. Oh, we didn't win only one. It's going to be 4-time MVP and world champion in 2010. That is what Packer fans will remember Aaron Rodgers for, not for falling short. Because as time goes, in most cases, people will look at the positives in life. You don't write an obit and put down all the things that you were miserable about. You write it and you highlight the strengths and you highlight your wins. At least, unless you're a psychopath, that's what most people do with their obits.
Yeah, that's not entirely what I meant, but I appreciate you trying to translate more concisely. My point is...
What did you mean? What did you mean? I won't interrupt.
If Jordan Love is good, but they don't win a title, do you then start to appreciate what Aaron Rodgers did, even though it was only one? Like, it was 2010, okay? It's been 14 years. It had been 14 years from the 96 team winning it to the 2010 team winning it. Now it's been 14 years again. If there is symmetry, like there is with Christian Watson's hamstrings now, then the Packers win the Super Bowl this year. How's that sound to you? But if he doesn't, and he doesn't during his tenure as the Packers quarterback, all this love fest and all this, we don't need a number one wide receiver. We're great with 4 or 5 guys that are all good enough. It'll be interesting to see when, and expectations are changing now. right? You've talked about it. Last year was fun in part because the expectations were non-existent, or they were very low if they did exist. And then they had this magical run at the end of the season where they lost to the Giants and lost to the Buccaneers at home and gave up a perfect passer rating to Baker Mayfield. And then they won 3 games, won a playoff game, and now we feel great about this team. And I'm not saying we shouldn't. But all this love, if they don't win a title, at what point does it start to get itchy, like I do when we don't talk Packers on this show? Because it's not itchy yet.
3 years.
Is that the grace period?
Yeah.
Because, boy, did it got real itchy during the second half of Aaron Rodgers' career and during the second half of Brett Favre's career. I was there for both. Again, longevity.
Yeah.
You go a long time without getting back to the Super Bowl.
Somebody insult you, and you're really pounding this longevity train today.
No, I just think longevity is better than saying I know my stuff. I've just been around a lot. I've seen a lot of things during this time.
There's plenty of people been around a long time, and they got
yeah,
worse.
But I don't want to be telling people. I don't want to be accomplishment guy or whatever we call them.
Yeah, but when you say longevity, that's what you're saying.
No, it means I've just been here to see a lot of things. And some people that are younger than me haven't.
That other than to give credibility to what you're doing. So that is what you're doing.
Credibility, sure. It is credibility. Longevity.
I mean, you're doing what you're saying you don't want to do, though. That's the odd part about it.
I don't think they're the same. I've been here a long time.
Jesse? I don't know, Mr. Wilde. I think you're doing fine, Mr. Wilde.
If you need legal representation because you or someone you care about has been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call.
How long? How many years is David Gruber? What's his longevity?
35 years.
Wow. That's
been
as long as Jason Wilde's covered the Packers. Wow. A couple of experts in their field.
Yeah, it's interesting because David never walks around telling you how great of a lawyer he is. He tells you how long he's been around, and he lets other people tell you how great he's been because he wins, and there are no fees unless you win with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. That's all it takes. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Again, Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Go to the website, gruber-law.com to find out more. Whoa, Nelly, which I was trying to do to the last segment, is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Since 1961, Stoughton Trailers has been a family-owned and operated business with 3 generations calling Stoughton home for over 60 years. To continue their growth and support for their local community, Stoughton Trailers is building a new corporate headquarters right here in Stoughton. This new HQ is designed to promote the physical, mental, and business health of Stoughton Trailers and its employees. Stoughton Trailers, looking forward to the limitless possibilities that lie ahead. Stoughton Trailers, the best is yet to come.
Many people with unique homes reach out to Pella because our team of experts can customize windows and doors that match architecture from any era.
I love that I have a home that's 100 years old. It's a historic district, and we didn't want to ruin the look by having modern windows in an older home. When I found out that Pella had an architecturally accurate product line, they simply guided us and helped us to make a great decision for our home.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2024.
There's a good chance if you watch sports, you're getting served information about hormone optimization. What does that even mean? Dr. Ness Rodriguez at Carbon World Health can tell you exactly what hormone optimization means. He will take your blood work and let you know if it's right for you. If you're feeling sluggish, not losing weight like you used to, you're not gaining muscle like you used to, or you just don't feel like yourself in most aspects of your life, go see Dr. Ness Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. In fact, sign up for the 6-week experience so you can see everything that Carbon World Health has to offer, including hormone optimization. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Are you in need of expert exterior renovations? Look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 22 years, we've been the trusted name in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutter replacements. With a track record of excellence on our Google reviews, we take pride in transforming houses into dream homes. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com for a free consultation. That's ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, your trusted local affordable partners.
The NBA Finals on ESPN Radio. The Boston Celtics, the Dallas Mavericks. Game 1 of the Celtics and Mavericks. Coverage begins Thursday at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ABC. Presented by Indeed.
When you're gonna play that song and make my day, she said, play that song.
More Train as we get ready for Friday's concert at Breeze Stevens Field as part of the AmFam Championship celebration. Round 1 tees off on Friday morning. We'll be there live and in person. Now that I know that the Tauscher family will be there, I will ask the Wilde girls if they would like to come along. Although Sid's got a soccer tournament that weekend, so she's a little bit busy, and Friday night I might need to rest up for a game on Friday night, but we'll see. Time now for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocco's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
So I haven't been here since over the weekend, and we went and visited my parents on Sunday afternoon. Hung out with them for a bit, and we discovered, I feel like
Weren't you golfing with your mom?
I golfed with my mom on Friday. Went and visited Mama and Papa on Sunday. So they don't have any streaming services. And I kind of want to buy them one, and specifically my dad as like a Father's Day gift. I think he would really enjoy a year-long subscription, whether that's to Peacock or Disney Plus or Netflix, whichever one we want to ask Tausch. We have permission to get them.
Yeah, any of them but Peacock. Yeah, any.
Is a streaming service an acceptable gift? Because there was
Did they want it?
There was some debate. Well, he didn't specifically say he wants it. It's one of those situations which I don't like when I think it would be a good gift for him, but he's not asking for it. But I think it's more like he might not know that he wants it until he gives it a try.
So wait, you discussed the idea of it, though? So the surprise is out the window now.
Yeah, I mean, the idea was floated because we said, okay, we want to do a few different things potentially. This is one option. Like, do you want us to get this for you? And I don't know.
I don't know, Jim.
In principle, is it an acceptable gift to pay for someone's subscription for a year to something?
Yes. Victoria principle. If you do Paramount
Principal
Plus,
Rod Belding.
Principal Belding. Yes, Mr. Belding, nicely done. If
Richard is the name I was looking for, not to be mistaken for Rod, who is the hotshot brother that came in to try to take him on a whitewater rafting trip.
Played by Mike Golick's brother.
No, Golick was more later in the series when Zach was trying to get him back with the San Francisco 49ers.
Jesse, how's this segment working for you so far?
Great.
A lot of help.
The reason I bring up Saved by the Bell, because that was the reason I'm not on Peacock.
Yeah.
They kind of led us down a false bill of goods, and then they tried to hammer you, and I said, no, I'm good. I'm good with that.
I think you should get
Jesse,
Paramount
to answer your
Plus.
question, if they want it, it's a great gift. Netflix or Disney Plus, whatever it might be, I think they'll ingratiate themselves a little bit. Or can you still just give them your password, or does that not work anymore?
Well, I think it still works.
You can do that for some accounts. Like it gets a little tricky for multiple ones. We have to have it first of all. So, like, I guess we could go in on a shared plan and.
Why don't you just give old Jelly a little something too? Give Jelly a little gift.
Give yourself.
Like giving your
I
dad
know how
mom a
that's
gift.
gonna go over. Then it's like when the places do gift card specials, and I keep the other gift card for myself instead of throwing it in. When it's like buy $50 in gift cards, get $25 free. Great, I get $25.
Why would you have to throw? Hold up a second. Why would you have to throw the $25 in? You giving somebody a $50 gift card is a nice gesture, and then. As they say, when you do something nice, it usually comes back around. This is the something nice.
No,
but they want all 75.
This is what they tell you. It's if you're getting a
who's they?
Society.
Big gift card.
Big gift card says if I'm buying 50 and getting 25 free, I have to throw the 25 in to say I'm giving someone 75.
I don't think that's
true. You
true.
tell Big Gift Card to shove it up Big Gift Cards. You know what?
Whoa! I didn't know gift cards had a
Big Gift
Shove
Card
it up their envelope.
Big gift card letting things expire and not letting you spend it. That's what should be fought.
I think that law
I spend $100. Oh, it should.
I think it has, at least in Wisconsin.
Well, it better. It better.
Sorry.
Taking on the streaming services and big gift card all in one segment.
Whoa, Nelly! It's actually oddly impressive.
It's fighting the good fight. According to
did I tell you guys the other day when I went to the Sun Prairie East, Sun Prairie West baseball game?
No, but you're going to tell us now.
No cash allowed.
Oh, boy.
No cash allowed. I wanted in my heart of hearts to tell them to you know what and just leave. And at some point I'm going to have to do that if I'm going to fight this crusade, which I'm going to. I didn't choose this battle.
I'm getting around to fighting the crusade. Not
Very
yet.
passionate about it, though. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Oh my gosh.
What?
So wait, was this for concessions, for admission?
No. That's the beautiful part of this whole scam. So they won't let, but then guess what they do at concessions?
Cash only.
Make it make sense. Somebody make it make sense.
I think it's because the tickets go through for WIAA postseason events. The tickets all stem from a service that requires.
Don't care.
Thank you for your service.
All right. Well, you asked for an explanation. I'm explaining it.
I
to
did.
You.
I don't like it. It's a.
He doesn't like
charade.
what he's hearing.
No, it's a complete charade. Derek Sherrod.
Whoa, Nelly! Okay. Jesse, you got anything left?
Yeah, Brett McMurphy of Stadium has shared that according to NBC, their top preference would be for Wisconsin and Penn State at Camp Randall Stadium Halloween weekend, October 26th. to be played under the lights is one of the latest scheduled developments for the Badger football season. Last year, Ohio State played at Wisconsin about that same time, Halloween weekend, Saturday night. Would that surpass Alabama 11 a.m. as the best game of the year at Camp Randall?
No.
11 a.m. kickoff in September versus a fall, traditional Saturday night prime time. Penn State probably going to be a top 10 team coming to town.
I'm going to steal a little something from Jason's L&O show. Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Hey, speaking of asked and answered, I know we talked about this seemingly months ago.
Which one?
Wasn't there a report that the Northwestern game was being moved out of Northwestern and being played at Lambeau Field?
Yeah,
on October 19th?
There was that report.
Was that erroneous?
And Northwestern said we're not giving, because in essence they'd be giving a home game away. So they built that little baby stadium, which I think is really cute. It's a cute little stadium.
I can't wait for you to call a game at the baby stadium.
I'm guessing we're going to have to be standing for that. I don't know where they're going to put us. And can you imagine being a kicker or a punter or a long snapper? You talk about lake, wind. You're literally on the lake with there's no side panels to block anything either. It is going to be a hot mess. If I'm a kicker for that game, I am thinking my distance is 15 yards. That's going to be where I feel comfortable kicking.
Well, I'm sure some Coors Lights will be had in Evanston that night since the game won't be played at Lambeau Field apparently, and I know you'll be responsibly taking in one or two yourself.
I will. Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it is cold packaged, so it's made at the chill. Born in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado in 1978, Coors Light's refreshing, it's crisp, and it's only 102 calories. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Wednesday, I'll tell you if the Celtics' easy path to the finals will finally cost them in their pursuit for title number 18. It's Unsportsmanlike at 6 a.m. Eastern right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. With fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994. Find the Great Dane nearest you at GreatDanePub.com.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. Some big news for one of the best running backs to ever don the Cardinal and white, as it was announced on Tuesday afternoon that Monte Ball would be on the 2025 College Football Hall of Fame ballot. The former Badger was a two-time consensus first-team All-American and the 2012 Doak Walker Award winner. He's tied with Hall of Famer Barry Sanders for most single-season touchdowns in NCAA history and is the only player to rush for 100 yards in 3 straight Rose Bowl games.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we believe athletes are defined by their journey, not the medals they win. And creating a safer stage for all levels of competition is our priority. Join the movement to end abuse at uscenterforsafesport.org.
What's on Tap? Brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Rooting for the Brew Crew, because we're from Milwaukee too. Tastes like Miller time. Mondays are for baseball with Brewers Miller High Life Mondays. Grab your terrace infield or outfield seats for $6 or Loge bleacher seats for just $12, courtesy of Miller High Life. Get yours at brewers.com/High Life. Milwaukee Brewers Baseball and Miller Lite.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun.
Techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish. Nimble.
Trax.
Innovative. Electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues. This season, spring into adventure together in the Chevy of your choice.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
All right, Tausch, I'm headed to Lambeau. Looks like all three kickers are kicking as we finish our program today. Other than asking Dontavion Wicks and Jaden Reed if they found Verbo's cleaning fees to be excessive and exorbitant.
Sure.
Was there anything else on my to-do list for you that you'd like me to do while I'm at the final open OTA practice of the offseason?
No, I mean, I think obviously I think Domofsky tweeted something out about Lucas Van Ness. His tip is back in shape and he's ready to get to work. So it sounds like he's back out there. I'm really intrigued by what Jeff Hafley has in store with him, because if you look at it, Preston Smith, Rashawn Gary off the edge, if that's the road they're going to go down. Preston Smith, obviously bigger guy, maybe could move inside. But what's the plan? How Lucas Van Ness, I think you're going to see that big jump. At least that's what everybody's hoping for.
Yeah.
What's going to be the plan with him? That's another
interesting
question.
Sounds like we're on the same page. I wanted to talk to Lucas. I have not talked to him yet this offseason. Don't forget, first-round pick. All those expectations that come with that. He had some good contributions as a rookie last year. Kind of a little bit like Rashawn Gary's rookie year, but a little more productive than Rashawn Gary's rookie year. What are you expecting from him in year two? I think that's a great thing. We will also check in, see if Jordan Love addresses us or if he'll be waiting until the mini camp to speak. I do want to ask him if he got an invitation to the Verbo at any point during the 3 months that those guys spent there. I do also want to spend a little more time around Xavier McKinney. I am really intrigued by him, and I haven't only talked to him once. I'm interested to see just how things are developing for him. We will talk about all that tomorrow.
How about
Jesse?
the kickers?
Yeah. I don't think they're taking 3 to camp. And I don't think that competition really starts until we get to camp. That's my opinion. We'll see. But we'll see how they all fared today, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.